Hello. Oh my god, it's louder than I thought it would be. Sorry, let me lower the sound a little bit. Just a tiny bit. No, it's not an April Fool's joke. We are actually playing Sonic Adventure. I like the suggestions, though. I was very tempted to be like, oh shit, I should, like, close the game and, like, boot up something else, and just have Sonic Adventure as the, like, thumbnail and title for clicks. Because that would be quite funny. For those who saw the Monster Hunter stream, I'm still coughing quite a bit. Still feeling a bit shit. It's the same thing, like, every morning I get up and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fine, and then I have breakfast. I've been making, like, fruit smoothies, and then I start drinking it, and then I immediately just, like, I just, like coughing like crazy. And then, like, after a few hours it goes away. Yeah, I apologize if I'm not speaking as well or as often as I should be, because I might need to just kind of, like, hold it in a bit. So, we are gathered here today because hold on, let me mute.
What's up, Knuckles?
Sorry. Because I'm working on another video. It took me a little while to kind of figure out what I was going for my next video. I knew I wanted to do something Sonic related because the Penny video was kind of Sonic adjacent. And surprisingly still, like, did pretty well. Like, the Penny video is actually doing very well relative to my sort of normal video performance. And I was very surprised by that. And, you know, I've very frequently stuck to the, I mean, we could switch to Generations, or, like, Utopia or something maybe later, I don't know. But, like, while I have this time, while I'm still unemployed, and just kind of trying to grow the channel a bit, this demo sucks. Whoever's playing this is shit at the game. While I have this opportunity to... Dude, he fucking stinks! While I have this opportunity to make videos, I did want to at least do, like, one Sonic video. Because I know, it gets the most views and attention and stuff, and then hopefully by doing, a little bit more Sonic, and then going back to do a few other things, like I might do some Metroid stuff or other things, I don't know. Maybe it would kind of generally help just grow the channel a bit. So I wanted to do at least one Sonic video. But then it was kind of the matter of, like, what do I want to talk about? And I spent a while sort of umming and ahhing about, like, what should I don't want to hear them fucking talk. I'm trying to talk, shut the fuck up. Yeah, I was kind of umming and ahhing about, like, I kind of have an idea for this, or I have an idea for this, but, like, is that going to be enough to, like, sustain a full video? Because I don't know if it shows in my videos, but I'm very particular with, the topics I cover and how I cover them. Because for a little while I thought, oh yeah, I don't know why my save file's gone. I think that's just Steam not backing up. Like, I've beaten this game a bunch of times. Same with, like, Sonic Adventure 2, it doesn't have my save file. I have to start again. And even then I would have played them a lot on, like, PS3, GameCube, and everything. So the tricky thing that I find is... Oh, my cat is on my desk. Misty, no. On your... Can you see it? There she is. Meow into the microphone. Put her back on the bed. Stay there. I have a bed. Again, I showed her in the last stream. I have a bed for her, like, just next to my desk here, because she's always trying to go on my desk. She's a foster cat. Good girl. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so I'm very particular with what I cover. Misty, no. On your bed. I'm very particular with what I cover. I don't want to just... Because if I was like, oh, well, should I just do a video on, like, here's a, a critique on all the classic Sonic games, here's a critique on the adventure games and stuff. But it's very difficult to come into that. You'll notice a lot of the stuff I do is like newer games, not older ones. And that's because covering new games is a lot easier because like no one else, you know, the collective opinion hasn't like formed yet. Whereas coming in 25 years later to talk about Sonic Adventure kind of feels a bit pointless. Everyone already knows about Sonic Adventure. Everyone knows what everyone thinks about it. We all have our opinion. Obviously, everyone's opinion is different, but like we all know we all know Big the Cat sucks. We all know that the treasure hunting is like kind of weird and you know all that stuff. So it's difficult to sort of come in with a fresh perspective unless you have something like genuinely new to offer. So I am kind of coming at this from the perspective of the video in my head at the moment that I've like very loosely started writing is the idea of how well did Sonic Adventure actually translate the mechanics of Sonic into 3D. And I don't mean that, and I don't want the video to be, you know, the haha Sonic rough transition 3D. I'm not trying to do that. But I want to look at it as Sonic Adventure to this day is still the closest we've ever gotten to the classic Sonic gameplay in 3D. And I don't think they did a very good job at it. I think as its own thing, it's like okay. But as a recreation of classic Sonic, it is not very good. But I also, you know, I need to play through the whole game again, at least as Sonic, to kind of refamiliarize myself and make sure I'm not missing anything. So, yeah, and that kind of what Demetrius just said. Yeah, part of it is sort of like what even is a Sonic game, you know, like I just had to leave a bunch of comments yesterday at someone who was like getting who was trying to pull that thing on me of like game, you know, like art and design is objective, like there's objective quality, something's objectively good or objectively bad, and I am so incredibly against that idea. You know, obviously, like, I'm here making all these videos where, like, I'm the authority saying stuff, but it doesn't mean anything I say is, like, fact. If I say Sonic Adventure is good or bad or okay or whatever, like, I'm one guy. I'm one person, you know? That's just my opinion. Oh, sorry, let me check my mic levels real quick. It just looked like they were coming in a little bit. No, I don't know. Yeah, like I'm, you know, in my own video world, like I'm the authority who's laying down my argument, but like in the broad sense, like no one has to agree with what I'm saying. I'm not right, I'm not wrong, no one else is right, you know, like, I mean, unless you're just making shit up, if you're just saying, in Sonic Adventure, Sonic has a move where he farts, and I hate that, like, well, he doesn't do that, so shut up. Opinions can be factual, but not objective. See, this is the thing. A lot of people say this stuff like, well, what if, like, you point to a thing that exists, and then you say what you think about it? And I'm like, yeah, that's what an opinion is. Otherwise, you'd be having an opinion on something that doesn't exist. That's not real. Like, of course, of course, it's, like, based on fact. Like, duh. Yeah, of course. Like, I just find the notion that art can be objectively measured so stupid. But at the same time, there is the part of me that's like, well, okay, but like, what is a Sonic game? Because like, there's a point, there is a threshold. There will be a point where you change so much that it's no longer a Sonic game. And you're gonna think like, this doesn't really feel like Sonic anymore. The difficult part is that line is gonna be blurry for different people. You know, like different people are gonna say, well, I think Sonic and the Secret Rings is like, is Sonic. And like, even if you built like a kind of criteria against the classic formula, it's still like, you can't really measure these things. It's just a matter of feeling. But at the same time, there is still the part of me that wants to make the argument that like, are the 3D Sonic games really Sonic games? Like, classic Sonic gameplay, you know? Because in a lot of ways, I don't think they are. Can I call you TelekinesticMan? You can call me Calum. It's my name. Caelum. art cannot be viewed objectively. If this wasn't true, you wouldn't be able to improve as an artist? No, because improvement is subjective. There's, this is just the example that popped into my head. The Batman the Animated Series, right? They changed the art style in like the 4th season. And I think it looks worse than the first few seasons. But the creators of the show thinks it looks so much better. They think like, oh, what an improvement. Oh, it looks so much better. So to them, hi Tom, to them, it's an improvement. To me, it's a devolution. It's worse. It's bad. Like, well, no, it's not bad. It just doesn't look as good. Or some of it doesn't look as good. So, you know, improvement is subjective. Like, that's the thing. It's also, like, someone in my comments yesterday was saying, like, well, if you don't think objectivity exists in art, this really devalues the time and effort and skills by the people that made it. And I was like, no, saying that their art is objectively one thing or the other is incredibly devaluing to the people who spend all their time making this stuff and questioning every little detail, because there is no right or wrong answer. And getting feedback from a director and all this stuff, and like getting play testers, getting like consolidating all these opinions to try and find like what works. If art was objective, it wouldn't be hard. It would just be right or wrong. Like, to claim that, yeah, exactly. If objectivity existed in art, we'd only need one critic. Yeah, you would literally just have one guy who's like, this is good, this is bad. And I don't know if you guys are ready to hear this, because I mentioned this in that comment I replied to this person as well. Jacob Geller has a really good video called Who's Afraid of Modern Art? And he makes a great point about how critiquing art objectively is fascism. And I'm not saying that as like a whoa, like the get you, but like, think about it. It's eugenics. It's literally saying like, I'm going to place this tier of thing higher or lower than the other thing because I'm right and no one else. Like, there's a factual, you know, like, this is degenerate art and this is good art. Like, it's... Watch the video. It's very good. I should probably start playing the game now. Let me turn on my recording. The reason I'm playing is because I'm recording the footage in the background as well. So, let me start the recording. Did that work? I don't think it did. Hold on. Try that again. Oh, wait, hold on. No, it probably is recording. Sorry. Let me just... Yeah, it's there. Okay, cool. Sorry. Let's go. I don't know how many stories we'll get through. It's probably just going to be Sonic's. Maybe Tails as well. I don't know. I also might end up skipping cutscenes as we get through, because I'm mainly just here to get to the gameplay. So, we'll see, because the cutscenes do kind of drag after a bit. Do you think that something can represent racial stereotypes despite having its inspiration drawn from a completely different place or view?
Oh, yeah.
I don't quite know what you mean by that. I remember watching a Zelda 1 review, unironically ending with, if you still think this game is great, you're either lying or just plain wrong. Yeah, that shit is fucking stupid. I don't like that. You wanna know one thing I don't like about this game, and I'm probably going to mention this in the video? Why does this game, which has hub worlds, open immediately with a boss fight? Like, imagine you're Joe Schmo, little Jimmy Giggle, you know, like someone who doesn't play games a lot. 1998, you know, 3D's still relatively new. You get a Dreamcast, pick up Sonic Adventure. This is the first thing you can do. You can't pick any of the other characters. You have to start with Sonic. You get to this, and you're immediately in a boss fight. Like, whoa, I don't even know how to move yet. I don't know how to jump. I don't know how to homing attack. Like, I don't know how to do any of this. And I just think, like, wouldn't it have made more sense to start Sonic in the hub, and then you walk over to start the boss fight? It's a little minor thing, but, you know. Yeah, the tricky thing as well with, like, the whole... What the fuck? with the whole art and objectivity stupid shit as well is like, yes, we have, you know, formulas and like great start, and we have kind of ruled, you know, like vague kind of common sense things of like what is usually good and what's usually bad. You know, like for one thing I would say is usually don't start the player in a boss fight is one thing. You know, a boss fight that can be lost. It's not like it's not like an unwinnable boss fight, like a Mega Man X Super Metroid kind of thing. But at the same time, just because we have these kind of typical rules and conventions doesn't necessarily mean that those conventions should never be questioned or broken or changed. You know, there's a great... I know I mention Matthew Matosis all the time, but he has a great video called The Lost Art of Demon Souls, which is actually kind of an inspiration for what I'm maybe going to go for in this video about 3D Sonic. And he makes a point about how Demon Souls was so unconventional, of how it challenged a lot of the ideas of what you could do in not just games, but like 3D games and stuff. And that's what led the Souls series to be as influential as it was. Like it challenged a lot of conventions, and gave the player a bit more agency, and you know, and wasn't afraid to punish them. These kind of things. No, Misty, stay on your bed. Good girl. Go. And you know, if every game was just made with some formula or some rule book, then like you wouldn't get anything new or interesting. You wouldn't have had Sonic if everything just stuck to the standards of what was popular at the time. Sonic would just be Mario again, maybe a faster Mario, but instead they built a whole unique movement system for Sonic. Yeah, the thing I know, even with recording for this stream, is like I'm probably not even going to be able to use a ton of this footage because I know there's going to be parts where I say something super specific, like, I don't know, Sonic's like turning circle or something, and I'm going to have to go like re-record footage anyway. But you know, whatever. This should still be useful for just generic Sonic Adventure kind of B-roll. And yeah, before again, like obviously I'm not entirely sure how the video is going to turn out yet. It's still very early, but I should make it clear that in general, I don't know if I like this game, but like I think it's okay. I think Sonic and Tails are like decently fun. I like spin dash jumping, but there's a lot about this game I really don't like, and I think it only gets worse with every 3D Sonic game after it, basically, except for like Generations and stuff. Just the automation, the linearity, Sonic's movement. You know, I was just showing there like how you can't badnik bounce anymore. You don't retain speed when jumping through an enemy, all that kind of stuff. The spin dash in this game, it may as well just be the boost. You know, like, so I could say the same with Frontiers as well. That's kind of going to be hopefully my sort of unique perspective with the video when it's done, is I'm thinking of kind of looking at the game, looking at Sonic Adventure as the beginning of a lot of bad trends that were never questioned. A lot of Sonic's movement hasn't really changed for the better since Sonic Adventure. Like, this is still like the best 3D Sonic moveset officially. Obviously not counting fan games. So it's just like really disappointing to see that like at no point did they go, you know, maybe we should let Sonic's homing attack carry his momentum. Maybe we should let him badnik bounce. Maybe we should let him actually roll down hills instead of having to spin dash to go downhill, you know? Like, because in this game, Sonic can't roll. Tails and Knuckles can. It doesn't work very well. But like with Sonic, yeah, I can only spin dash downhill. And if I don't want to do this loop, like, I'm like, fucked. It's gonna like fight me because it's so automated, and I don't like that. But I do like all the cool little skips you can do. I like how versatile the spin dash is. I still think it's a bit too powerful, and I don't like how you can spam it. Just as like a Sonic thing, I don't enjoy that. But as its own thing in this game, I'm not like mad about it. I just found last night, before I went to bed, I was watching Dazzle Fizzle, $5. Thank you very much. I think this game would be better received if the following games learned and improved on this one. That's like literally kind of the thesis of my video. Is it Sonic Adventure on its own? Like, whatever. It's, you know, it's fine. Disappointing from the, if I was like a Sonic fan growing up at the, because this game's as old as me. This game came out like a month after I was born. If I was a classic Sonic fan at that time, and this game came out, I would probably have been quite disappointed of like, oh, like I can't do all the same things I could do in 2D Sonic. Why not? You know, like this is clearly kind of trying to match that, and it's not quite there. But I would have at least been like, well, you know, oh, don't worry, guys, it's a step in the right direction. I'm sure the next one will be good. How many times have we heard that? So, kind of viewing this as a lens of how to view all the other 3D Sonic games and why none of them have really captivated me that much. Aside from Generations, and even then, Generations is kind of doing its own thing. $10 from Zez, thank you very much. Trey, hello. I'm playing Peak, or you might not want to hear what I've been saying though. I don't hate this game, I don't even dislike it, but I have points to make. So, what was, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying before the cutscene about? Lost my brain. Yeah, basically, like, I think you could forgive a lot of the shortcomings of this game if the later games actually improved upon it. But they don't. I mean, Adventure 2, the one thing Adventure 2 adds that I think is meaningful is the bounce attack. But then you realize it's just a worse bounce attack from Sonic 3. Like, it has less function. Can I not jump down the railing here? Is that an invisible wall? What the fuck? Okay. Like, yeah, the bounce attack doesn't even, like, maintain your height. I mean, I have to go back and double check. This is why I'll probably stream Adventure 2 maybe later this week as well. Yeah, you can't, like, jump... you can't jump and bounce onto an enemy and then retain your height, you know, after doing the bounce, which you could do in Sonic 3. And there's so many things like that in these 3D Sonic games where you're like, oh, in the 2D games it worked like this, and I don't really see why they couldn't translate that into 3D, because on face value, like, the Sonic's movement in 2D should already be ideal for 3D movement anyway, really. Like, and it should work better in 3D because you can see ahead of you. Like, and this is all stuff that's in fucking Sonic Spitball, like almost a decade ago. Formerly Shaymay, now Shugels. Sonic Spitball 3-part video series, which if you haven't watched, definitely watch it. Yeah, honestly, Trey, it's not even just like, it's not even the jank. It's the lack of complexity and flow in Sonic's movement that was lost. Lost in translation, which might be the title of the video, I don't know. Just, you know, like I was saying before, like how, you know, you can't, when you jump into an enemy, you lose all your speed. When you homie attack, you lose your speed. When you hit a spring, you lose all your speed. When you go off a dash panel, ramp, it, like, scripts your speed. You know, you lose control. It's taking control away, and taking momentum away from you in a character that should be all about that stuff. Do you think that art's true meaning is its interpretation? Well, there is no true meaning, but the one meaning would just be whatever you interpret it as. That's the thing. And I get people saying this all the time with game stuff of like, well, but what if this thing is like not what the artist intended? And I'm like, dude, have you not done like high school English or art? Like, death of the author exists, you know? Like, what the author intended doesn't really matter. It's what you get out of it that matters. Cat is, Misty is now sitting on the floor. Yeah, I agree, Tom. I rewatched like all of Sonic Spitball the other day, and the third part about, I love this sound. The third part about, like, yeah, pitching his original Sonic game, like, I listened, I'm like, dude, this is like exactly what I want. And Utopia is very similar. in a lot of ways. But yeah, just like the level design is not quite the same. I still like the level design of Utopia as like a demo sandbox, like Mario 64 style level. I wouldn't want it as like a typical beginning to end linear Sonic level. And I've said that so many times. I feel like every time I mention Utopia, someone goes like, but the level is like big and open. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, I agree, but it's fun. Like, I've had more fun in Sonic Utopia than I ever had in this game or any other 3D Sonic game. Yeah, the automation is way too hard. That's Mario 64 emphasized Mario's like athleticism and ability to like, you know, redirect off walls, like backflip, long jump, all this cool stuff. Whereas Sonic Adventure doubled down on the automation way too heavily. Also, hi Steve. I really wish we had a public build of that new Project Hero classic like fan game thing, because I mean, like, I love Utopia and I could use Utopia for every example, but I've used it so many times that I do just feel like it would be nice to have a bit of variation, you know, because every time I mention Utopia, there's always people, oh, Sonic Utopia, I hate Sonic Utopia, and I'm like, okay, sorry, it's the best 3D Sonic game. Like, again, obviously my opinion, but like, I'm gonna mention it because it does everything I asked for. Casey KM1, £2, thank you very much. In general, how do you feel about Sonato Generations? I don't hate 3D Sonic games. Manga Mask. Misty, off my desk, please. Oh! Knocked over one of my dinosaurs. Say hi. Okay, on your bed. Oh, good girl. Sonato Generations, I am skeptical on how it will turn out. I'm not very confident. The remaster part actually looks not bad. Also, one thing I do want to say in Adventure's favor, it's one of the only games where you can pick up an item like this and you don't, like, run really slowly, and I like that. I like that Sonic can actually still move fast when he's carrying something. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Sonato Generations. The Generations part, I mean, it's like whatever to me, because if they're not adding anything, it's like, well, I already have Generations on PC. Like, I don't need a remaster of it. It doesn't really do anything for me. The Shadow part, I'm interested in, but I really don't think, I don't have much confidence in it turning out that good, because it looks like Frontier's Forces level design, and I'm not about that. And that's the tricky thing for me to elaborate in this video. Like, I'm gonna have to really plan my wording carefully of what the point I want to make is because I'm not trying to say that Sonic should only be the classic formula. I'm not trying to say that Sonic Adventure's a bad game because it doesn't adapt these systems. It's more so that, like, it feels like there's no reason it couldn't. Like, it feels like the game wants to do that, but it just didn't. And a game like Frontiers especially really doesn't have an excuse of being like this big open 3D Sonic game, and you still have like none of the movement options that you would have. Oh fuck. Oh, I'm good. That you would have in a classic game. Oh, this camera, dude. Come on. I'm on auto camera, aren't I? Yeah. Why aren't you working? Yeah, see, like, hold on. Oh, fuck, never mind. I was gonna show that, like, you can't badnik bounce, but whatever. Yeah, it's not like it made changes, therefore it's bad. It's more so that what we have on its own is, like, fine, but it really could have been improved if it stuck more to what was already established. And then something like Generations I would use as a positive example of making change and kind of... I mean, I don't think Generations is a better game because it removed mechanics from... Oh god, this camera, dude. Because it removed mechanics from prior Sonic games, but I don't think it's like an awful game because you can't badnik bounce or anything, you know? Oh my god! What? I don't know what currency that is, but but it looks like that might be a lot. I'm gonna have to look that up, but thank you very much, Curious Guy. YU 150. Again, I don't know what currency that is, so but it might be huge. So thank you very much. I really like the fact you can skip a lot of stuff in this game by experimenting, but the issue I find is that it leaves the content of the game really shallow. That's why I prefer Adventure 2. Oh, it's $4. Okay. Okay, well, thank you for not going insane, wasting all your money on me. But thank you. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, I still personally prefer this game over Adventure 2. And I don't hate Adventure 2. If Adventure 2 was just the Sonic and Shadow stuff, it wouldn't be as bad, I think. But even then, the Shadow levels aren't as good. Like, Shadow's levels are just not as fun as Sonic's. Or at least Shadow is not as fun of a character to play as Sonic, because he has, like, a few... You know, he doesn't have, like, the bounce attack and stuff. And, like, Final Rush is better than Final Chase, all that stuff. So... Like, I appreciate that at least Adventure 2 had the foresight to go like, well, if we're going to make the levels super linear and automated anyway, then maybe we should focus on kind of the strengths of that and make it a bit more of a linear score attack action game. Sonic Adventure feels a bit more suited to using the spin dash to break the level design and speedrun. Adventure 2 feels more like it's about score attack, you know, like going for your A ranks and stuff. Where am I going next? To the casino? Oh, right. Yeah, see, I'm like half paying attention because I'm trying to talk about complex game design in the chat. I'm also going to be talking in the video, or at least, again, the plan at the moment. The plan for the video is to talk about the way we lost the classic aesthetic as well. And initially I was going to make a video about that in particular. Sorry, I'm just fixing a dinosaur my cat knocked over. I was going to kind of talk about how Sonic Superstars is like a 3D, well, 3D, you know, visuals, anyway. A 3D classic Sonic game, but it doesn't look anything like classic Sonic to me. It looks like a really inauthentic recreation of the classic aesthetic. It looks more like Sonic Lost World than it looks like a classic game. And I feel like I have some level of authority to kind of say that without coming off like a dickhead, because I am a 3D artist and I have made my own Sonic 3 Badniks and dioramas and stuff, which, looking back on, I don't think they're great. I think I could do a lot better now, and I've been trying to get back into Blender a bit, or relearning. I used to use Maya. I'm trying to shift over to Blender. I've been trying to, get back into that stuff and make some new, like, Badnik models and, and classic Sonic stuff. But it's just, I don't think that Superstars looks like a classic Sonic game. I don't think Sonic Generations, like Green Hill Zone, looks like a classic Sonic game. I think it looks good. I like the way they adapted Green Hill and Chemical Plant and Sky Sanctuary and stuff, but they still feel like bringing the classic aesthetic. This is DX, but it's the Dreamcast conversion. They feel like they were taking the classic aesthetic into trying to meet it with the Sonic Adventure, Sonic Unleashed kind of modern, more realistic art style. And again, it's like it doesn't look bad. I think it looks good in its own way, but it doesn't look like classic Sonic. And again, it's like, that's not necessarily like some huge problem, but I still really kind of feel like, with how much, I mean, it hasn't been a lot, but with them bringing back, where the fuck? Okay. With how much they have been bringing back classic Sonic, which I still think is not as much as people think it is. Because really, what? It's like 2 games, and then, like, Generations, he's in it, and Forces, he's in it. But with the sort of brand focus on bringing back classic as, like, the separate thing, I don't think they've done a very good job, other than Mania, of authentically capturing the aesthetic. And that's visuals, that's music, that's characterization, it's a bunch of stuff. And so part of the thing I want to look at for this video is kind of comparing this game's look and sound to what we had in, like, Sonic Jam, like Sonic World, Sonic Jam, and Sonic the Fighters and Sonic R. Those all look like classic Sonic in 3D. And personally, I like that style a lot more. I still like the way this game looks. I don't actually mind the slight shift to a more realistic style in this game. I think it kind of suits Sonic, especially... What the fuck is going on? Especially after Sonic 3, which was a bit more grounded visually. Like, Sonic 3 is not as surreal as the other Sonic games. At least not, like, most of the time. And it kind of makes up with that with, like, the special stages being a bit more surreal still. And this game feels more like a continuation of that, but made a bit more realistic. But at least, you know, like, the humans are very, like, cartoony anime. I like that. I think I'd take that over the Pixar humans in Unleashed. I still like them too. But I think classic Sonic has more of a kind of 90s anime look to it, and I'd prefer they stuck with that more. I'm just gonna go in the sewer. Do I have... Oh no, I can't. Okay, I forgot about that. I haven't played this in a while. But I have played this game a lot. I don't know, I guess the point I'm saying is, like... Yeah, Sonic, the classic series... Like this, you know, we could have had a classic Sonic game in 3D with this. We could have. And they chose not to. And whatever, that's fine. But we've never gotten, like, a true follow-up to that. Like, we have Mania, which I think is a very authentic classic Sonic game. Visually and gameplay-wise. But, we've never had that in 3D. Officially. And I'm still kind of, like... upset, not upset, but it's just that thing where I'm like, oh, I still kind of, I would like to see that, you know. Getting a lot of these Tails combos, and I think about how Mario 64 gameplay wise is quite different from 2D Mario in a lot of ways. What is happening? But then, you know, years later, we got Mario 3D Land and 3D World, which are, like, much more faithful to the 2D games. It's like 2D Mario in 3D. And they focused on just making really good levels, like, really good gimmicky platforming levels. And 3D World is great. Like, 3D World's a really good game. I also think, like, the Galaxy games and everything, you know, they're all great. And, like, I love the movement in 64 and Odyssey and Sunshine and stuff. But I also like how they made a more classic style 3D Mario as well, and I think Sonic is kind of missing his 3D World equivalent, sort of, if that makes sense. Even like how 3D World goes like that big band sound, and it sounds more like what the original Mario games probably would have sounded like if they had instruments, like especially Mario World, which is very like ragtime jazz. Like the credits theme of Mario World is like, that is big band if it had instruments. And I just think like, fuck. I just think like, when are we gonna get that with classic Sonic? When are we gonna get like a 3D classic Sonic game with the awesome movement mechanics? And yeah, like something like an SRB2 or Sonic Utopia or Project Hero, something like that. That SRB2 is a great example because it has the movement and it has the aesthetics visually and musically. Like even the music of SRB2 sounds like that 90s like Knuckles Chaotic, Sonic CD, kind of city pop, New Jack Swing, Jazz Fusion, like all those kind of very, very Japanese, funky fusion sounds that I really want to hear in Sonic again. Okay, I'm just gonna not do anything so I can go in the sewer. Do I think Sonic should have a consistent art style? I would like it to have a more consistent art style, but this is the really tricky thing with what I'm trying to figure out how to word this video, is I'm not trying to say Sonic should only do this one thing and never do anything else. That's not what I'm trying to imply. I really want Sonic to be free to evolve and change and do all sorts of cool, wacky different ideas. But, like, I would be more accepting of that if they at least made just one 3D Sonic game that actually felt like a classic Sonic game. You know, like, build a good foundation first and then experiment from there. Another $2 from Dazzle Fizzle. Thank you so much. What are my thoughts on the Saturn era aesthetic? I love it. That's what I'm going to be talking about in the video. It's like, I got like emulators for Sonic Jam and stuff just so I could try the Sonic World thing, and Sonic R and like Sonic the Fighters through Gems Collection. And oh shit, can I go back down? I don't remember if I can. Maybe not. And yeah, just like seeing those again, I'm like, fuck, dude, this is like, that's what I want. Not necessarily like low poly, but just the classic art style in 3D. That's all I want. I think I've made this very clear in so many videos, but I really do not think Sonic belongs in realistic environments, against like realistic people. It does not work. There's a reason I really despise the Sonic movies, and that's a big part of it. Sonic just does not work in a live action setting, and no one's gonna convince me that he can. Do I have to take a shower? Yep. Do I think the, what was it, there's a question about the Riders aesthetic? In the gameplay, it's like whatever, but in that opening animation, it's fucking awesome. The Sonic Riders aesthetic is a perfect example of taking what works and sort of shifting it or changing it or trying a new idea. And same with like Sonic Battle, or again, the key art of Sonic Battle, not really the gameplay, because the sprites are just the Sonic Advance art style, which also looks good. But you know, not quite the same as yeah, like the gameplay sprites don't quite match the art style of the key art. Humans in realistic environments aren't new to Sonic. I think they fit right. I think this game did it okay, but the problem is the further it went on, it got worse. Like Adventure 2 is a bit too realistic. Heroes is really good. I think the Heroes, I don't like Heroes that much as a game, but visually and the music and stuff, I think Heroes is awesome. I love the way the characters look. I love the way the art style looks. I love the music. Heroes Heroes to me is what the modern art style should have been. Just like a slightly more like detailed, you know, shift on the classic style, basically. I'm completely fine with that. But then, you know, then you get like Shadow and 06 and stuff, which again are just like pushing it way too much. Unleashed was good. Unleashed was okay. I don't mind the fantastical take on real world locations. I actually don't mind the Tails Tube explanation they came up with of the islands, like South Island, West Side Island, Angel Island, being like where all the weird stuff is, where all like the loop-the-loops, well not loop, just loops, but like, you know, all the more fantastical environments and all the animal characters and stuff are all on the islands, and then the mainlands are more just like a fantastical version of real-world Earth, and I'm fine with that, and that's kind of what I always sort of thought they were going for from the beginning anyway. You know, Sonic has these kind of more crazy, surreal, classic areas on those little pockets of land, but then the mainland is still like predominantly real-world Earth, but just exaggerated heavily. And I'm kind of fine with that. You know, I've always said that, like, I don't like the whole Mobius thing. I don't like Sonic being an alien. I don't like the idea they're on a different planet, because, like, what's the point of making it a different planet if it's going to have hedgehogs, foxes, echidnas, humans, like, all this stuff that's from Earth? Like, yes, it looks different and it's weird, but, like, does anyone question about, like, if Mario's on Earth? Like, who fucking cares anyway? Like, Looney Tunes and shit? Like, it's not on some other planet. It's just a cartoon Earth. Like, is that really a problem? I've always thought, like, Sonic is just on a cartoon version of Earth with its own weird rules. Like, that's it. Like, is that really so hard to swallow? Do we need to make up this thing? Because the whole thing for me, I did not mean to do that. The whole thing for me is the moment you introduce the idea this is a different planet, then I'm implicitly asking the question, okay, hold on. If this isn't Earth, then does that mean Earth exists? So there's like 2 planets with humans on it and shit? Like, why? Just make it one planet. Like, I don't see the need. And that's like it's a really minor thing. It doesn't really matter. But, it's just something that's always bothered me. Especially since, like, I don't know about all the continuities, but I know in, like, Archie, Mobius was Earth anyway. Like, Mobius literally was Earth. It was just Earth in the future. And they just named it Mobius for whatever reason. Not defending the Archie comics, I don't think they're very good, but, or at least not the Pandas shit. Misty, why are you on my desk? No, she's on my keyboard. Okay, turn the keyboard off. She's sitting, like, right here on my desk. What the? Okay, never mind. It's fine, we'll do it the boring way. Advocate for Sonic's world being Sega Saturn. And the ring is the Mobius strip. I seed what you done. Oh my god. Can't I like just... There we go. I want to say as well, again, like I'm going to say all this in the video, hopefully, if I don't cut it for time. But you know, the music of Sonic Adventure is quite different from the classic style. And you know, the whole point of the video seems to mostly be me complaining that Sonic Adventure is not enough like the classics. But I fucking love the music of this game. This song in particular, Be Cool, Be Wild, Be Groovy, is one of my favorite pieces of music in the whole series. I love this track. I think Sonic Adventure has an amazing soundtrack, and it is different to the classic style, but it's an example that I've found in the series of positive change. Like, change, you know, there's this whole thing where, like, if you complain about anything being different in Sonic, or anything really, it's just like, oh, you just hate change, you want everything to be the same, you're a stupid bitch, wah, I hate you. And the crucial detail is like, well, it's not change itself that's the problem, it's when the change is worse than what we had before. That's the issue. And I think the music of Sonic Adventure is a positive change. I mean, I don't think it's better than, like, the more classic, very Japanese kind of funky fusion style, but as its own thing, I think it's fantastic. And I'm fine with it. Like, if they want to stick with this style, that's fine. And same with, like, when we got the more orchestral kind of styling that Otani was doing in, like, 06 and Unleashed and Colors. I fucking love that music too. I think it's some of the best Sonic's ever had. But it's different. It's different than the classic style. And I'm fine with that, but I do also wish we at least got, like, 1 or 2 games. I mean, we have Mania, basically. Mania and kind of Superstars continue that more classic music style. But, you know, it just, oh, fuck. But it would be nice as well to, like, have that in a 3D game. You know, just have both. Like, have the Sonic Adventure games have the more rock and kind of more modern, or not modern, the more kind of classical jazz style, and then have the classic games which have more of that New Jack Swing, jazz fusion, city pop, funky, weird, like, mix of genre and stuff a bit more. I like, why can't we have a bit of both, you know? But it's not me complaining about the music shift in Adventure, because I fucking love it. Adventure 2, not as much, but Adventure 1, Heroes, amazing, and then the different style in 06 Unleashed as well. Ashman, $10, thank you so much. To me, as soon as Sonic became third party, Sega and Sonic Team were not as concerned with making games as good as the classic or adventure games, because they weren't making games to move system numbers. I would be interested in seeing if that was, like, part of it or not. Okay, I'm going the wrong way, right? This is Angel. Yeah, it's still locked off. Yeah, I think I gotta go fight Knuckles, don't I? Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of that is, like, on the devs. I would say it's probably not really their decision or anything. That would be more like Sega upper being like, well, just rush it out, who gives a shit, get it done. Steve, I don't know if I'm familiar, like, music is not my expertise at all, and I feel bad whenever I try to talk about it in a video, because I'm always like, oh, am I saying this right? But piano house, I don't really know what it sounds like, but just piano in general, being in Sonic music, yes, please. Like Stardust Speedway and shit, like those crazy piano solos are like some of my favorite shit. Penny has some really good piano music as well, and like the Puppet Penny boss fight in the race against the big ball of penguins like rolling, there's really good piano in that. I love that shit. Hi Misty. Yeah, Stardust Speedway Act 2 Mania, I fucking love that song. Quartz Quadrant, yeah, Sonic CD is an amazing score. Ever since the Screamo vocals incident, that one is annoying because, like, I get it, okay, if, like, metalcore and Screamo are, like, different genres, okay. But to be fair, I didn't say Screamo, I said Screamo vocals. Like, I was specifically referring to people screaming in the vocals, that's what I meant. And, like, I get it, okay, if maybe I could have worded it better, but, like, come on, like, you know what I mean, surely. Like, I get it, I'm not saying you can't, like, criticize me for that, but, like, you know what I meant. That's the, I don't know, that's the point. Always wanted, considering I love your opinions and takes, what's your opinion on Sonic fans getting mad of people comparing Sonic-like fan game stuff to official stuff? I think it's fucking stupid. I think people complaining about that are fucking dumb. They're so afraid of challenging the status quo of Sonic that no one is allowed to dare say that anything, like, you're not allowed to compare Sonic to other games. You're not allowed to compare Sonic to Sonic-like games that are clearly inspired by Sonic and are doing things better than Sonic. And you're not allowed to compare Sonic to Sonic. You are not allowed to compare, say, Sonic Frontiers to previous Sonic games that place Frontiers in an unfavorable light, because how dare you? Sonic Frontiers is a passion project by a small independent team of like 60 people. How dare you? How dare you make fun of Sega and Sonic Team? How dare you criticize this thing they spent 5 fucking years developing and it's still a piece of shit? Like, I'm not playing around. Sonic Frontiers is fucking shit. Like, I'm sorry. That game is dog shit. I've made this very clear. That Final Horizon update literally made the game worse, which is like kind of exactly what I was hoping for, because it's really funny. It's so funny to me that people thought, like, don't worry guys, the updates are gonna save the game, guys, gonna make it so much better. Oh, you're gonna, what the fuck? You're gonna feel like a big fool for what you said about that game. And then the final update comes out and everyone goes, oh, the game's worse. Oh, playing as Tails, Knuckles, and Amy? Kinda bad. Not as good as Sonic Adventure from 25 years ago. Oh, that sucks. Oh. Who could have seen that coming? Also, before I forget about it, I need to get this out there so I remember to maybe include it in my video. The whole point I'm going to be making about how Sonic Adventure did not very faithfully transfer classic 2D Sonic into 3D. Let's not forget that by the time we got to Sonic 06, you literally could not jump into enemies anymore. They got rid of the ability to jump into enemies to damage them. It got that bad. That's the funny thing, Trey. I actually thought those the platforming challenges, not the boss rush shit, I gave up on that. I gave up on stream playing that. But the actual platforming challenges in the Final Horizon was like the best shit Frontiers has ever done. I enjoyed that more than anything else in the game, ever. I still don't think they were good. I didn't really enjoy it. But I kind of felt like I was playing a video game. I kind of felt like I was playing a platformer. I felt like I was playing as Sonic the Hedgehog, jumping around on, you know, big, ugly fucking blocks in the sky that are way too punishing. If you make one mistake, you fall all the way down. Like, that's dumb. But the just the feel of moving around as Sonic in a space. That's the only time I ever felt like that game letting me be Sonic and platform, because it wasn't fucking automated like crazy. I actually had to play the game. And it was like, wow, holy shit, you let the player play the game and it might kind of be fun. And it's funny that so many people like hated it when it was the best part of the game, but also I understand the challenge of it, or the punishment, was way too high. Did I just lose 10 viewers because I started shitting on Frontiers? Holy crap. There's a giant dip on, I've got like the graph up on YouTube. There is a huge dip, like right when I started saying Frontiers is a huge piece of shit. That is really funny. I swear Sonic fans are fucking children, man. Like, I mean, like, whatever. If you don't like what I have to say, you don't have to be here, but like, holy shit. I mean, have you not watched my videos? Like, just real, if you're here, like, you know what I think, right? Like, oh wait, no, okay, now the dip went away and it went back up again? I don't know, maybe that was YouTube glitching out. I don't know, whatever, it's funny. It's funny to think there are a bunch of people that were like, like, yeah, you said Frontiers was bad, I'm so fucking pissed off about it.
What's the matter? What are you waiting for?
That's a fucking great question. What? No, I didn't. I still, yeah, like Steve said, it genuinely fucking feels like being in the Twilight Zone with Frontiers. Like, I do not understand. I don't think I will ever understand the love that game gets, other than the only way I can understand is if you are someone who has never played Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, Wonderful 101, Metal Gear Rising. If you've never played those games, and you play Frontiers and you see Sonic pick up a sword and do like an anime pose or whatever that looks like it was animated in like 5 seconds, like, okay, maybe I can understand why you like enjoy it, because you've like never seen anything better. And I'm not trying to say that in like a mean way of like you're stupid for liking it, but it's just like, if you've never seen better, then like how do you know, like, what's good, like, it's just one of those things. And I've played all of those other games, and Frontiers is just shit. Like, it does not, the combat and the boss fights and the spectacle is bad. I'm not impressed. Like, I'm not impressed watching Sonic do like these like dollar store Metal Gear Rising boss fights. That's what I called it in the video. I don't find it fun or engaging. It's lame. There's no substance. In the same way that I don't find running through automated loop-de-loops is engaging or fun. It's boring. I want to play the game. Werehog has better combat, and I don't like the Werehog either. Honestly, if Unleashed was on PC, that would be a huge benefit to me, because I might need it for like footage in this video. I might have to emulate it or something. I don't know. I don't have consoles, really, or not anymore. Maybe I could go get our old PS3 or something, but yeah, I don't. We only have, like, I have my PC I play everything on, and then I have my Switch for like Nintendo games, and that's it. Yeah, it does seem that people are just like, it is just a thing of like, well, it's Sonic, so I'll play it and I'll like it, and that's sort of what I've talked about before with like criticizing the Sonic fan base generally, of just the cult-like obsession with Sonic and the refusal to engage in like anything other than Sonic. And it's not that it's a bad thing if you like Sonic and you're not really that interested in like other games or whatever. Like, that's fine, but don't get mad at other people for expecting the standards to be upheld from other games they've played. When my options as a play, not just a customer, not just money, but with my time, if my options are I can play all these amazing other games from other studios, or I can play like a shitty Sonic game, there's a reason I'm like, man, I wish Sonic was better. I love Sonic, or I used to love Sonic, or I love the old Sonic games. Why hasn't Sonic caught up with everyone else? Yeah, Tom's right. There's definitely a victim complex with Sonic fans. It's ironic that they get so mad about Sonic 06 being brought up, but like they're the ones who get mad about it being brought up. Like you could just ignore it, you know, and then people would stop saying it. How do you feel when people say Sonic fans complain about everything? It's a very reductive thing to say. The biggest problem isn't Sonic fans complaining about Sonic games. It's Sonic fans complaining about other Sonic fans complaining about Sonic. That's the issue. Because it kills discussion and like valuable criticism and stuff. Oops. No. I don't know why I'm in here, I just wanted a break to be able to read the chat better. I might also make the point about how Frontiers would have been the perfect time to bring back the Chow Garden, and they just didn't. Like, I think the Chow Garden would have suited Frontiers so much better than like, any other Sonic game, right? Because it's open world, you could explore and gather things and bring them back to the Chow Garden at any time at your own pace. You wouldn't have to break the pace of the game to go to the Chow Garden. And you could bring the Chow with you as like companions or something. Yeah, and like Steve said, yeah, I mentioned once, like, on Twitter, like, oh, wouldn't it have been cool if like they brought the Chow Garden back? And everyone was like, no, shut up, we hate you. I was like, dude, okay. You can't use them again, right? No. Like, I thought I was the classic cuck, but then I mentioned something like from the adventure games, which apparently I hate. Apparently I hate all 3D Sonic. And then it's like, no, fuck off! Ashura Omega, I don't know. I really don't know. That would really depend on, I don't know, a lot of factors. Hold on, I just want to listen back to the stream myself real quick, so the game's going to disappear. I just want to, oh no, it's not, it's still there. I think I just want to try and check my mic. Yeah, I'm just going to up the limiter on my mic a bit. Because on my end, it looks like it's peaking a bit. And it shouldn't be, so... Blah, 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 yeah, I don't know. I don't know, let me know if it, like, sounds weird or bad. It's hard with streaming, because, you know, you can't really hear yourself back very well. Yeah, Sonic Superstars does not have the authentic, classic Sonic charm or aesthetic appeal. Yeah, it's like, honestly, the only movement thing in this game that, like, that really does it for me is the spin dash jump. The whole game is, like, built around the spin dash jump for me. If they didn't have that, this would not be fun. Like, it would not be fun to play.
Sonic, wait here for a second.
I'm just gonna open my window a little bit. Not too much, though, because the cat tries to stick her head out and escape. Did I ever care for the Chow Garden? I did when I was a kid. I played a lot of the SA2 Chow Garden. SA2, I loved SA2 when I was a kid. I mean, still mostly just the Sonic levels, but, like, I loved SA2. But then as I got older, I played other stuff, and I just kind of thought, like, this isn't really doing it for me. Have I ever played Minecraft? Dude, I was playing Minecraft in beta. I started, I was playing Minecraft in version beta 1.7.3, I think. Minecraft might be my most played game ever. I don't know. I mean, on Steam it's Ark, because Steam logs hours, but like, I was playing Minecraft from like 2009 or 10 or something, so... I fucking hate this Sky Chase shit. This sucks. Gotta do it twice. We gotta do it 4 times. Gotta play with Tails as well. Can't you win this by just like sitting in the corner or something? Because then I'd be able to read the chat. Yeah, I was wondering like before I started, oh, should I get, is there like a mod or something I can get to skip these? But I forgot. It's fine. Something I was considering talking about in the video as well. Again, this is another thing I'll have to like, you know, replay Adventure 2 and stuff as well, and play all the other characters and everything to really get a feel for it again. But I'm kind of wondering if you could have made a more ideal Sonic Adventure experience by kind of unifying a lot of the mechanics together a bit more. Like, give Sonic a more of like a parkour wall run ability, kind of like Knuckles' Climb, to let him explore more vertically. Give him not a lock-on aim thing like Tails and Eggman and Gamma, but give him like a targeting reticule for his homing attack, kind of maybe akin to the Lost World homing attack, where it like queues up multiple enemies. Like, I don't know, something kind of like that. You could kind of take bits and pieces from the different gameplay styles, combine them together to give Sonic a more engaging movement system, rather than splitting it up to all these different characters who all kind of play worse individually. I don't know. Just an idea. This sucks. Yeah, I saw the Gamma gameplay sort of remake thing. It's by the guy who made that really cool animation as well, right? Sonic can kind of wall run, yeah, but that's, the level design's quite limiting in that you can only use it in particular areas. I still think the Sonic Lost World parkour was like a brilliant idea. It just wasn't done very well, and they should have brought it back. That should be a core part of Sonic's movement. I mean, part of the thing I want to talk about in this video is that, like, you look at Mario 64, where they realized 3D is more complex. There's more going on in 3D. So, let's make Mario's movement more complex to accommodate for being able to bounce off walls and you know, backwards, like, do the backflip and long jump and triple jump and all this stuff. Like, give them more tools to explore, because these worlds are more complex. And Sonic Adventure didn't really do that. You basically just have the jump and the spin dash. Granted, the spin dash with the floaty jump is very versatile, so you almost don't really need extra stuff. But I really can't help but wonder about how much more fluid Sonic and more fun Sonic could have been if they gave him extra abilities. I'm thinking of like, who raise your hand in the chat if you've played Pseudo Regalia. The like furry Metroidvania platformer thing. That game has really fun movement, and it's definitely more like Mario focused. Like it's more like a Mario game kind of than a Sonic game. But the abilities you have in that, like that wall kick thing, and like the little wall slide you can get, and like the dash into the bunny hop you can do, like all that kind of shit. I think Sonic could really benefit from stuff like that. I think the bounce attack that you get in like SA2, not only should it be given back like the Badnik bounce, like keeping your height kind of stuff, but it should also, I think it would be cool if you could stay in a bounce ball state and then bounce off walls. So Sonic, where's my hands? Sonic could be in a ball and you could bounce like that, but then you could like bounce into a wall and then bounce back off it. Turn him into more of like a pinball or like a, I don't know, like a basketball, soccer ball, tennis ball, like actually physically rebounding off walls. I think that would be really cool. And I love the thing you can do in Sonic Galactic in the new demo footage they've showed. I forget where I'm going.
Why don't you try going to the casino?
What? I don't remember going to the casino at this point. I already did Casinopolis. I don't. Oh, Amy? Yeah, right. Okay.
Amy.
Yeah, Sonic Galactic, there's new footage. You can't play it, it's not publicly playable, but they have a newer, updated version of the game where Sonic has like a wall run spin dash, so when you're, it's 2D still, but when you're going up to a wall, he can like dash up the wall and then bounce back off, and he kind of flips and run, and it looks so nice and fluid and amazing and just really fun. And I just think like, man, that's what I want. I mean, in 2D and 3D, I just want that in general. I think that would be so much fun. I just want Sonic to have I want Sonic to have more interaction with the terrain. Okay, bitch. Where am I going? I don't even remember. I'm like half paying attention. Sonic Breeze? Oh, that's the Dreams one. Okay, yeah, that one looks fucking awesome. And fucking shout outs to the guy who made it. The backing music in like one of those first demo things is a remix of a T-Square song. And I fucking love T-Square. It's the jazz fusion shit I love. Bitch, that is not helpful. Oh, I do just... Oh, okay. That's the kind of shit this game is not, like, you know, aged very well with, of, like, knowing even where you're supposed to go. Like, I remember it now, because I've played it so many times, but, like, I would not blame someone for playing this game now and being like, what the fuck? Like, where am I going? I think this is still my favorite Amy voice. I don't like any of her other voices.
Wait. Oh man.
Yeah, I think if the hub worlds in this game were more, like, sloped and had, like, if this game was more physics-based, if the hub worlds had more going on with letting you use the momentum, it'd be like a playground to experiment in, I think that would be great. Have I seen the reception to the critic scores of Godzilla x Kong? I think so. I don't really care. I think people getting mad over critic reviews should just fucking grow up. It's like the dumbest, most wasted fucking, like, thing you could, like, waste of time you could do. Mama Luigi 9000 ton at $10. Thank you very much. My main problem with 3D Sonic is that it's not reached its full potential yet. Instead of actually focusing on what works, they're trying to chase trends. Yep, that's definitely something I'm going to mention in the video. I just think it's really sad that this game is as old as me, or this game is like a month younger than me, and it is still the closest we've ever gotten to like what I would want out of a 3D Sonic game, and they've never done it better. They've never thought to make changes. They never thought, oh, maybe we should actually let Sonic, you know, fucking bounce off enemies again. Maybe we should let the homing attack carry momentum. Maybe we should let the springs, like, actually be additive to your speed and momentum and stuff instead of taking it away. They've never questioned any of that. They've just kept it all the same. I found out yesterday, I didn't even realize this, fucking Sonic Superstars doesn't even let you badnik bounce. If you bounce off an enemy and hold jump, you don't retain your height. You just do the little jump, like the little bounce. And it fucking sucks. Like, it really stinks. It is good to know that if I'm ever in a pinch and I need to get some get some fucking easy views, streaming Sonic games does well. One of those benefits of being unemployed, I can stream during the day. Like, it's 11 a.m. for me right now, but I can stream during a more peak time for all my overseas viewers, which is like 90% of my audience. Get to entertain people with the Sonic. I still maintain that I am not a Sonic tuber. I am not, like, I don't want to be stuck doing Sonic shit forever. But it would be foolish of me to try to cut out Sonic entirely. It's a huge part of the channel's DNA, and, you know, my personal interests. I have Sonic shit fucking everywhere. There's a question, what do I think of Sonic Toys Party, the Fall Guys thing? Fucking lame as hell. Like, we're really doing this? We're really just stealing shit. Like, we're just copying other things again. Like, Sonic really has no ideas of its own to make, like, cool shit. No. Whatever. Dun dun ding ding dun 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 dun. I still think these fucking hell. I think these games really could benefit from always giving Sonic a homing reticule for the homing attack, or at least making it an option, you know. Like, I just feel like not having it, yes, it makes the game visually a bit nicer and less cluttered, fuck. But, gameplay-wise, I just feel like it's just a huge advantage having the reticule, so you're always aware of exactly where your input is going to take you. Yeah, avoids the fuzzy context issue. Hi, Jace. You don't like Sonic, don't lie. Yeah, sorry. Well, Jace, you know what's gonna happen in like a month from now when that first new like Sea of Thieves update comes out. I'm never fucking streaming Sonic again. We're just gonna be streaming Sea of Thieves every day. It's gonna be Worm Fairy Wednesday fucking every day. Fucking hell, get on. Capsules are another thing they probably should have changed from 2D to 3D. That's the thing I wouldn't have minded if they changed the capsules to be a more omnidirectional thing instead of having to jump on it, or at least make it a little bit shorter, you know? It's just one of those things. It's a little bit harder to get on top of an object like that in 3D than it is in 2D.
Oh, shoot.
Dude, those new Sea of Thieves updates look so fucking good. The game is gonna be like the fucking like best thing ever. It's gonna be so good.
Catch her before it does.
Fucking grapple hooks and like stealth mechanics and shit. Like that is exactly what I have been asking for like fucking years in that game. Capsules with the bounce bracelet would be more fun. Yeah. Well, Sonic Lost World kind of has that because you can bounce in that game, and I remember the quickest way to get on the capsules at the end was just to jump and just like bounce right on them. That was kind of fun. What is the Worm Fairy? The Worm Fairy is a little character, a little creature in Sea of Thieves who has this habit of going after naughty pirates and putting worms on their stove. And until their ship burns down. Oh fuck, I didn't mean to... Okay, no, fine. Our friend Ted Apokhegi is the Worm Fairy. It's his character in Sea of Thieves. And Sea of Thieves, if you don't know, is like... If you only know about Sea of Thieves, like the PvE, like player versus environment stuff, where you're just like fighting NPC skeletons and shit, you have not played the real Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is an amazing PvP sandbox, just for like fucking with people. Because it's a pirate game, right? So it's all about like getting treasure, but then you can go and steal another crew's treasure and sell it. Or like just go kill another crew, because it's fucking fun. Like, because the mechanics of combat are so fun. Of like ship combat. Let's badnik bounce. Come on, let's try it. If it would stop fucking moving. Fucking bitch. And yeah, what I love doing in Sea of Thieves is like hiding on people's ships where they can't see you and just like listening to them talk if they're hot micing. See, then again, like you spin dash into the enemies and you don't carry your speed. So lame. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. I like fucking with people in that game. It is so much fun. Like, you hide on their ship, and when they're not looking, you, like, move their shit around. Like, you move their treasure. Like, what? Where'd like, our thing go? And they have to go find it again. Or, you know, or like what we do is the Worm Fairy, where we get worms, and you put them on people's stoves so they catch on fire. and it takes like 5 minutes or something before it catches on fire. So like they've really got to like not be paying attention for that to happen, and that's what makes it funny, because it's like if they don't notice, that's on them. That's their fault. And like you can't feel bad about it because it's a fucking pirate game. Like it's fine. The whole game is about fucking with people and like stealing shit, and that's what makes it great. And that's what makes it really funny when people get mad when you go after them. You're like, dude, what's the game called? Sea of Thieves. I am here to steal your shit. It is very fun. And yeah, the new shit they're adding in, like they're adding in a thing where like the ship harpoons, you can walk on the harpoon, so you can like connect one boat to another boat. And then like run on the harpoon like to get to the other ship, which is fucking sick. They're adding in a grapple hook at the end of the year. They're adding in like new weapons, like throwing knives. You can like throw a knife, and if you miss, it'll like plant in the wall, and then someone else can pick it up and then throw it back. Like all this fucking awesome shit. I love Sea of Thieves. I love it for the sandbox, like just for the stupid dumb shit you can do. Sea of Thieves is actually an amazing example of like open-ended game mechanics, of like giving you tools that aren't rigid. So, you know, the example being like the springs in this game, you know, like when I run into this spring and I get locked, like I have to go up only in one way. Sea of Thieves would give you a more open-ended, like a classic Sonic thing where you could move that speed anywhere, no matter how you do it. Like they're adding in a thing now. They're adding in the fucking like bag of wind from the SpongeBob movie as like an item you can use. So you can be in the water and you can hold the bag and blow wind, so you go like flying backwards in the water really fast. You can get on a rowboat and turn the rowboat into a jet ski by shooting wind out of it. You can blow wind into the sails of your ship to give it more thrust, like to sail faster. So it's like this one item, but it has so many uses. It's like an immersive sim, like that level of like a Dishonored Prey kind of thing, with so many versatile functions. And that is why I wish Sonic had more shit like that. You know, like it's not me just being mean to Sonic. It's like, dude, all of my favorite games give you these like really open-ended tools and mechanics where you have so much fucking versatility to do like crazy shit with them. And that's what I want with Sonic. Oh, is she back through this way?
Amy? Oh man, where can she be?
So yeah, that was my little Sea of Thieves rant. Maybe one day I'll make a video on it, but it's hard because it's always getting, you know, it's always getting updated. Well, Jace, don't forget as well with like getting more players. Sea of Thieves is coming to PS5, so there's going to be a whole bunch of new Worm Fairy victims. I'm looking forward to that.
Let me go, you hunk of junk! I mean it!
Hey there, bull brain! You better give Amy to me or I'll squash ya!
Also, while we have, you know, all the Sonic fans here, don't forget Sonic Revolution this year. I'll be there. Flights are booked.
Hey, what's happening here?
Best Sonic VA, Ryan Drummond, man. Who will also be at Sonic Revolution. I got to meet him last year. Holy shit, the Penny's Big Breakaway video has now surpassed the Frontiers video in terms of, not total views, but within the time it's been out, so the first 9 days and 12 hours, it's now gotten more views than the Frontiers video did in that time. That is fucking nuts! Maybe I don't know, maybe enough people realized I was also talking about Sonic in it. Like, there's a lot of Sonic, mentions in that, video. Of, like, I talk about, like, Sonic Generations, and a little bit of, like, classic Sonic flow and stuff, and it's the next Bayonetta 3 video? God, I wish. I'm still shocked how well the Bayo video did. The Bayonetta 3 video still gets views more than like a lot of my other videos do now. Okay, I got a question. Did anyone else, when they were a kid, did they think that was Angel Island and not like all of this? Because when I was a kid, I didn't know that this was all meant to be Angel Island. I thought it was just that. I was like, why is it? Oh, is it just like really small? And that was also like in Sonic 3, Angel Island Zone is the first zone. And so I thought, oh, Angel Island is just that first zone. And the rest of it is like somewhere else. And then realized like, wait, no, the whole game is on Angel Island. Angel Island is fucking huge. And like, oh, Ice Cap, right, okay. Like, Adventure, like, it tries to communicate that. I don't think it sells it enough. Because, like, it's meant to be the thing where Angel Island's, like, crashed into the Mystic Ruins, right? And you take that little wind tunnel thing to go up. But it doesn't really sell it. I think it needed to show more of, like, you can see the island sunk into the ground and then you're going up, you know? It needed to do a bit more to really convey that detail, I think. And I will say, again, this might be something I bring up in the video,
Try the light speed dash towards
but the new Master Emerald altar over there that we have in like this in this game, I'll run over to it when I talk about it. Yeah, this little shrine altar thing, like it's good. I mean, okay. Also, why is the staircase here and not facing the fucking bridge? Why would it, like, shouldn't the staircase be here instead of there? Although, or is that a lore thing of how there's like another bridge there? I don't fucking know. I don't get it. But I like this shrine. I like this altar thing. It's very picturesque. The idea of like Knuckles sitting up here on his own, looking out over the sky, out over the ocean, all in isolation, just up in the clouds. It's very picturesque. But in terms of like just like function and like established convention, why did they get rid of Hidden Palace Zone? Like, Hidden Palace makes so much more sense. Like, the Master Emerald is important, right? So like hide it away in this little underground tunnel that's like lit by, like, I don't know, bioluminescent gems and shit with the skylight just coming in through the little holes and stuff. Like, that makes a lot more sense. Steve, Ron's going to be on in about 30 minutes for Helldivers. I might not be there straight away. I would like to at least finish Sonic's story. Maybe play a bit more because, like, I do have a lot of people here. And I should probably, like, keep streaming because it's going well, so... Just for the sake of the channel, I should probably keep going for a bit. So maybe if you guys play like a little bit of Helldivers without me, and then I'll come up. I think that should work. I love this song. And I love Red Hot Skull, the inside one as well. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. You know, the idea of a Sonic Adventure remake, if, like, handled by, you know, people who know what they're doing, I actually think a Sonic Adventure remake wouldn't be a bad idea, because there's a lot of room for improvement here. But I think they would have to change so much it would alienate the people that actually genuinely love these games already as they are. Because if I was remaking Sonic Adventure, I would change fucking so much shit. I would keep, like, the core kind of level ideas, but I would change the level design, I would change Sonic's movement mechanics, all that shit. And probably just, you know, like, cut out Big the Cat and all that stuff. So the tricky thing with remaking these games is you may as well just make a new game in a similar style, but with a more momentum-based Sonic, you know? Make a classic Sonic 3D game, or it can be a modern Sonic, like, aesthetic 3D game. It doesn't matter, but I at least want the gameplay fundamentals of classic Sonic brought back. But if you're gonna do that, then, like, why not also have the aesthetic, you know? Like, if you're gonna bring back the classic movement, why not have it look classic as well? Oh, what the fuck? I didn't bounce off him. That's weird. Hi, Misty. I do not enjoy the light speed attack. It's basically just an automated homing attack. Oh, what? Really? Okay. Yeah, I'll say it again, like, I still want the classic style of Sonic music to come back. But I'm not mad of the change they made for the music in this game. The fucking soundtrack in this game rocks. This and Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Mania, but obviously that's, you know, it's the classic style, it's more of what I want, but like this and Sonic Unleashed are my favorite Sonic soundtracks, like hands down. It's not even a fucking contest. See, look at that. I spin dash into the enemy and I just lose all my speed. It stinks. And I can just spam spin dash like I'm boosting. Whoops. The fuck? Good. Who needs a lightspeed dash? Maybe after this I should play a bit of Utopia. Just for fun. I fucking love Utopia. Ow! Thank you, homing attack. I will never not love Sonic Utopia. I think it is just, it's everything I want. Movement-wise. 3D Sonic game. Time for fucking Sky Chase again. First Sonic game you ever played was Sonic 4? That is rough.
Yeah, not bad.
Jace, yeah, every year, every, like, Sage, not the Frontiers character, Sonic Amateur Games Expo, every time I'm like, where the fuck's a new demo of Sonic Utopia? I want it so bad. Do I think Sega should sell the rights for Sonic? Not really, but I do wonder what another team... Yeah, Project Hero, yes, please, oh my god. Project Hero has more of what I want in terms of giving Sonic a wider moveset. Like, Utopia is a very simple... It's just the classic moveset, which is fine, and it works really well. But Project Hero goes that extra mile of giving Sonic additional abilities, like wall running and bouncing and stuff. And I want that. I want that so fucking bad. Maybe someday. This is the read chat level. Yeah, Project Hero is just fucking... Are you missing out by not trying Sonic Utopia? I absolutely think you're missing out. I think if... For anyone, like... For all the people out there who don't get why people are so hard on 3D Sonic games, why they've never really critically performed as well, I think you need to play Sonic Utopia, and you'll understand, you'll get it. You'll realize, like, oh, this is what we could have had the whole time, and we just never got it. Like Sonic Utopia and Project Hero, but again, there's no demo of it, so I can't say it firsthand, I haven't played it. But just like, they, to me, are like quintessential, definitive 3D Sonic games. You know, I think Generations is the best 3D Sonic game, even though it's like 25% 3D, and the rest of it's 2.5D. I think Generations, as its own thing, is great. But it's still not really Sonic-y. Or it's not true to the fundamentals of Sonic, to the classic Sonic games. Pariah, hello. Oh, you just DM'd me again?
So far, so good.
Hope you know what you're doing.
You bet. Watch
Let me check that.
transforming now. Let's do it.
I skim read a little bit of what you said, yeah, I agree. That's kind of what I want to talk about in the video a bit too. Pariah 695, everyone! Woo! Give him a warm welcome. Yeah, I think Generations is the best 3D Sonic. There's not even a question for me. I think Adventure 1 is the best, like, actually fully 3D Sonic game, but just like as a game, as its own thing, Generations is the best. Like I don't think the boost formula is very Sonic-y, but as a different take on Sonic, I think they did it very well in Generations. I still think there's a lot of room for improvement, but I think Generations it swung for the fences, and it actually kind of did it. It's also like the last good Sonic Team game. Arguably the first good Sonic Team game since Sonic 3. And the last since, like, Generations still the last great one from them. Yeah, exactly. Generations was great, and it's a shame they never really did anything with it. Ow. Also, on the topic of voice actors, Dean Bristow is also the best Eggman. Ryan Drummond, best Sonic. Dean Bristow, best Eggman. I forget Amy's voice actress name in these games, but I think she's my favorite from this era as well. Like, the Amy voice of this era is my favorite. Scott Dreyer as Knuckles, and the guy in Adventure 1, I forget his name too. But Knuckles in this era I really like. Not a fan of Tails. I don't really care either way with Big's voice. I mean, I prefer John St. John as Big, but I don't really mind too much. I think SA2 Rouge, like, original Rouge is probably still the best Rouge voice. But Dean Bristow, hands down, is the best Eggman. He's so good. Just don't say the other Eggman.
No time to talk now. We need to find Amy.
I'm guessing that's the Japanese Eggman. Right, he's good as well.
Don't get too many ideas, you fool.
Paycheck.
You haven't seen the power this vessel really has.
That other person will also be at Sonic Revolution this year. I'm gonna need a... who wants to be my bodyguard?
Oh wow! It's changed shape. Did you see that?
No.
Darn. This makes it hard.
I've never been a big fan
Hate it when he does it.
of the cream tan eyelids for Sonic. I know that's a thing from the classics. It's maybe the one thing about classic Sonic I don't like, and that I prefer in the modern design.
Well, I'll show you.
I don't know, I just... I feel like it adds a little too much contrast to his eyes when he's like squinting or anything.
Way to the sky deck.
Because, like, I get it. I get the point of, like, it makes his eyes stand out more when he's doing that. But I don't know. It just looks a bit wrong to me. That cream color going across his white eyes. It just looks strange. And you think about it of, like... The blue is supposed to be a spike, so his eyelids are spiky. I don't know. I just think it was, like, blue fur. But, like... I always thought of it of like, well, you know, the skin on my face goes into my eyelids, right? So, like, why would Sonic's blue then change to cream? I don't know. There's just one tiny little thing where I actually do prefer the blue eyelids in the modern games. I hate the way the camera snaps, though. Why is there a checkpoint, like, right there? That's funny. I love the music in this level. Honestly, if Sonic Adventure didn't have as good of a soundtrack as it does... Fucking hell. Didn't have as good of a soundtrack, I don't know if I'd like it as much. Fucking hell, why do I even bother with this part? The fucking enemy attack sucks here. Let's just go the shitty way. Hello, camera. Oh, can I just... no. Automation! Hello? What? Oh, can I just like... doing... Ah! Yoink. Ah, fuck. Oh. Hello? Oh my god. Yeah, the camera's fucking shit here. I don't know if Steve can play this game anymore with those little splat sound effects when you hit an enemy. It's too reminiscent of his old house. Come on. Die! Oh right, I forgot about this.
When the ship increases speed, hang on to something.
Hang on to something! Hang on to something! Oh fuck. I'm so curious about what they're actually gonna do for like a Frontiers sequel. I am just so... whoops. I am so curious on how they're gonna fuck it up, even more than they already have. Or will it actually be like a little bit better? You would hope, of course, but I really don't trust them. After the fucking Final Horizon DLC, like I can't tell how much of that is just like, look, we gotta make something quick with what we have. And you know, when we actually make a whole new game, we'll like build a better foundation. But I don't know if I believe that either, because like fucking Sonic Frontiers is clearly still built from like the fucking Lost World engine. And Lost World's like built from colors and oh, fucking hell. And like you look in like the code and you can still see they've just lifted bits and pieces from every previous game. Which is part of why the thesis of the video I'm working on is going to be about like Sonic has inherited all of these problems every 3D game because they never change the fundamentals. They never go back and go, maybe we should give Sonic a better movement system, like in the base form. Not just like adding things on top, but what the fuck, but actually improving what's there. Yeah, knowing our luck, Frontiers 2 will just be the same shit again, but maybe with a slightly better, like, presentation on the big fucking boss fights or something. I don't know. Sonic will go more anime. You know, one thing I oh, fucking hell. I do not remember screwing up this many times at this part. One thing I kind of like that they did with the boost formula as like a sort of clever idea was how spin jumping would slow Sonic down more. Fuck, what the fuck? I'm getting like stuck on shit. Like I'm holding right to try and jump up on that other platform. And I just keep getting fucked. No bitch. Okay. I already forgot what I was saying. Die! Fuck. No, where am I? Platform. Ah! Fuck, no. Place is tilting. Knuckles is fiddling around with the joystick. Get off. It is April Fool's today. Why can't I move? Why can't I move? There we go. Okay. Ah. Fucking nice. Ah! No! Okay, just fucking kill me. I'm still not dead. Okay. I would love if Evening Star did a classic Sonic 3D game. Holy shit. That would fucking... That would be the greatest. Don't touch that fucking checkpoint. See, like, it's so annoying. Like, they have the spin dash jump. Like, they clearly, they got that right. Okay. They got that right. Why couldn't they get anything else? There's a reason everyone loves the spin dash jump in this game. It's because it's the only thing you can do. Like, it's the only fucking move Sonic has. I do not expect Sonic Generations. I mean, I don't know. Hopeful, but I do not expect the shadow stuff to be particularly excellent. Oh, it's a lot brighter in here. My face is a bit exposed, overexposed on the camera. I'll have to turn that down.
Yeah, not bad.
Misty, stop clicking my keys. Hello.
Is that it?
It might be, but let's check out the bridge.
Okay, 1 second. My cat in the way of the keyboard. Oh, right, the keyboard's off. I turned it off so she didn't touch anything. Where's my webcam? Exposure. Turn it down a bit. That looks better. Okay. There you go. Don't worry. Oh, sorry. Let me double check as well. My recording is still going. No, 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 no. Don't sit on my keyboard. Don't sit on the keyboard. Don't. Okay. I'm fine. Good. If we're talking spin-offs, I think Ian Flynn said a while ago he wants like a Knuckles Metroidvania on Angel Island, and I thought like, holy fuck. That is a great idea. How do these work? Oh, fuck me then. I don't remember where to go. Oh, up here. Duh. Gotta fight Gamma, right? Meow, 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 meow.
They're too late.
Yeah, I think a Knuckles Metroidvania would suit him so well. Like, his whole thing is climbing and gliding, so you have a very vertical movement system, and then give him, like, glove, you know, shovel claw upgrades and stuff, like dig through floors, like get through certain walls, like locked doors. Give him, like, a, you know, a real-time 2D combat system, akin to, like, I don't know, like Guacamelee or, like, that new Prince of Persia game, something like that. I would love that. And then you don't have to deal with, like, the expectation of it being fast as much, because if it's Knuckles, like, you know, you're not playing Sonic, you're playing Knuckles. Like, there's not as much of that disconnect of, like, but I want to go fast! Hello, Pasquale.
Get rid of these.
Pepper Grinder, yeah, I've seen that. It looks pretty cool. I want to try it. Pizza Tower is fucking excellent. I need to stream the Pizza Tower noise update as well. It's just, it's not really relevant. Like, I'm doing this because it's like, I'm recording footage for a video, so it's like, oh, I may as well stream it, because, you know, Sonic, I'll get some views. But Pizza Tower would just be for fun. Like, it would just be for the sake of the stream. Hey, Misty. She's all curled up upside down on my desk, trying to get attention.
Stop it, Sonic!
Tad, you've ruined that line for me from your fucking video. Sonic's Adventures in Gmod Land. I don't think you mixed the dialogue for it, but still.
No! This robot is my friend! He helped me! Don't
Yeah, like Knuckles Metroidvania, if you're going to do like the Sonic combat idea, maybe make it a spin-off with Shadow instead, give him like chaos powers like Virgil and stuff. Do like a DMC spin-off. I don't know. I'm watching the cutscenes because I can't be bothered to skip them because it means I get a chance to actually read the chat.
Tails, take Amy and get out of here.
Well, what about you?
I'll find that Eggman and put him out of commission.
Petting my cat as well. Yeah, man.
Auto recovery system.
I like Gamma's design a lot. I really like the E100 series. They're another thing from like the modern adventure games that I do really like. And I'll try to, I don't know, convey some of that in the video. I mean, the problem is like it's not especially relevant. That's the annoying thing. There's a great video by Transparency called like Reviewer Brain and stuff about like how you want to talk about one thing in relation to a game, but often you feel like you have this need to convey all this extra information that's not actually necessary to the point you're making. So you might just want to talk about the, I don't know, like the aesthetics of Sonic Adventure or something, but then you have to have this whole part, oh, well, now I know Sonic Adventure is not like a great game, and it's like, well, that's not really important to what you're saying. And people, we feel the need to put these things in because we know someone else is going to misinterpret it. Oh, so you think this about, so you have to put in all these little extra clarifying statements to elaborate, like, don't worry, guys, don't worry, I still like this thing, or, but I don't know, mentioning some of those aesthetic things might still be relevant in my final script, I don't know.
I need to change this ship back to its original shape. There must be a switch somewhere on the bridge. I've got to find it now.
I'm not against the idea of hub worlds in Sonic games, but the way they did it in this game really does feel like they should have just had it more level to level so you don't have to deal with all this like, what? Where am I going? What am I doing? I do like the emphasis on world building though. I like what they're going for. I just think it's a bit too cluttered for like the pacing of the game.
Emergency alert has been cancelled. Resuming monorail operation.
Robotnik ran away toward the front of the ship. Hurry up and catch him.
Generations hub world's fine. It's kind of boring though.
Oh no!
Hey, what would be your advice for starting a YouTube channel? I'm thinking of starting one.
Could this be the same beast?
My perspective on that is difficult because I've been doing YouTube shit for like since like 2011. Maybe before. I had a different channel before this one. Like I'm talking I was like 11 years old, 11 or 12 or something. Very young, making shit videos. So I can't really provide the perspective of someone starting fresh. I guess part of my thing would be don't do all the early shit I did of just making shit, like just throwing stuff out. I mean, it depends what kind of YouTube channel you want to make, right? If you want to do scripted stuff like me, focus on the script. That's the biggest advice I can give. And I know it sucks. I fucking hate writing. I really hate writing the scripts. It is the worst part of making these videos. It's why it takes so long for me to make shit. The editing takes time, but it's, you know, when the video's in the editing phase, at that point it's like, well, it's basically already done. Like, to me, it feels like it's already done, because it's just a matter of time before it's finished. Whereas writing, actually writing the videos, like, it's so draining, and it's the part where you really have to think, what do I want to say? So if you're going for a scripted focus, like mine, like my videos, really work hard on those scripts, write analytically, persuasively get your points across, try to avoid fluff. You'll notice in a lot of my older videos, there's a lot of shit that doesn't need to be there. Now I try to streamline them as much as possible. The videos can still be kind of long, but they're long because every point I'm making, off the mic, is important and is part of the thesis, you know? I'm not just saying stuff for the sake of saying it. I'm not just sitting there, I'll just throw this in. You know, I cut a lot of stuff out that I want to say because it's like, it's just not really relevant. Like, it doesn't really belong in this video. Yeah, and try to find something that hasn't been super oversaturated and try to provide your own voice. YouTube Shorts, I don't know. I haven't been doing that. I have been posting Instagram Reels recently. I've been taking little clips of my videos, cropping them vertical, putting some like subtitles on and putting them on Instagram. They've been doing like all right. They consistently get like over 1,000 views in like a day, which, I mean, I don't have like a big Instagram audience, so like I guess that's okay. But I wouldn't worry about YouTube Shorts. I wouldn't really bother with that too much. You are so cute, Misty. She's all sleepy.
That light. I think it's trying to show me something.
Yeah, I like how cartoony this stuff is. Rayman, I've only played Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends. And they're great. They're very good games. See you, Pariah. Now I can play with Big. See, the annoying thing with this video I'm doing is I'm only really needing to talk about Sonic. Like, I'm not focusing as much on the other characters in these games, at least not at the moment. For the plan I've got for the script. I'm still kind of in like the research phase right now. Like, I'm in the research and like early writing stages, where I'm making sure that everything I'm saying is actually like the stuff I'm saying about the games is correct, and that I actually feel the way I think I feel about them. You know, it's like going back and making sure, yes, it is correct that Sonic cannot do this particular thing in this game. You know, that kind of stuff. Like, just fact-checking, so I don't say something actually objectively wrong, you know? It'd be one thing if I said, oh, it really sucks that, like, Sonic can't bounce off enemies in this game or something. I really don't like that, but it'd be another thing to find out, no, actually he can do that, and I was just wrong, you know? Oh, fuck. No, shit. This thing is so fucking buggy. I remember this part being so confusing to me when I was a kid. I didn't know what the fuck was going on with the snake. Why did they close Back to the Future the Ride video? I don't know if theme park stuff's really in my kind of expertise or like channel audience. I feel like that's the kind of stuff that would be better for me to have in a stream or in like a video on my second channel. Be nice if I could get the second channel monetized as well, just so that if something does accidentally fucking blow up on there for some reason, that I can still get some money off it. Especially right now, being unemployed, don't have income, don't have job. But I would like to keep it this way for as long as possible, if it means I get to keep doing my own shit. I just need to be able to make a profit, that's all. Or at least, like, break even for a little bit, you know? I'm lucky that I don't have to pay that much for rent, because we're splitting our rent between, like, 5 people in this house. But, still. I am losing money every day. No, don't get that one. I've been unemployed for like over a month now, I think, and it's not a holiday. I've been working. I'm here doing videos and shit. Ow. At the same time, though, you know, getting to work on my kind of own stuff means I can kind of set more of my own schedule for things, and it means I get to ideally have a more flexible workload and time dedicated. You know, in my opinion, I think the ideal work week would be like 4 days a week, not 5. And, oh, what am I doing? Oh, fuck, I forgot the camera. I wanted to just spin dash over it, but Highly recommend the show Invincible. I've heard good things about it. I might watch it one day. I'm currently halfway through season 5 of Better Call Saul. And after that, I would like to get to watching a few more movies on my backlog before I watch any other shows. Or just get through some more games, you know, because every time I'm watching an episode of Better Call Saul, I could be playing a game for an hour. I bought Rain World on sale a little while ago. I'd like to play that. That was a Matthew Matosis recommendation. And he hasn't steered me wrong so far after Wonderful 101. It's a great game. I mean, Wonderful 101 I had to get to eventually. It's a fucking Kamiya game. A platinum Kamiya game. But I remember tried the demo of it like years ago when it came out, and I was like, I don't get this. This is weird. Yeah, I do want to watch Cowboy Bebop. Why the fuck isn't this working? Better Call Saul is great. It's been awesome. Blithesome Toffet, thank you. Thank you for joining. This has been a very good turnout so far. I'm very happy. It's because it's Sonic, unfortunately, but I hope that maybe if, I don't know, I played like fucking Metroid Prime or Metroid Dread or something, I could still get some attention. I've been wanting to stream those for a long time. I've been wanting to just play more Metroid again anyway. That's the fun part with being a YouTuber, streamer and shit, is sometimes you want to play something and you think like, oh, actually, don't play that yet. Save it for a stream. Like, I could have recorded all this Sonic footage like a week ago, but I wanted to wait until I was not sick enough that I could stream it instead. Can we expect Metroid videos in the future? I'm not sure. I mean, Prime 4, almost definitely. I'm actually thinking of talking a bit about Metroid in this next video, in this Sonic video. I would like to discuss how Metroid Prime shifted Samus into 3D. Because I think Metroid Prime is very good. Like, I love Metroid Prime. But I don't actually like it that much, if that makes sense. Like, I love it in terms of, like, I have a huge respect for it. But there's a lot of stuff about Metroid Prime that I don't like. And I don't think it's bad. I think it's a very good game. It's one of the fucking most, like, popular... Well, not most popular. It's one of, like, the highest rated games ever. But I have always been of the opinion that 2D Metroid is far superior to Prime. But there's also so much shit that the Prime games do really, really well. I think they have an incredible atmosphere and music and commitment to first-person, like, detail and perspective and atmosphere and stuff. I think that idea is fundamentally really good. I just don't like how we lost all of the movement of Samus in 3D. I don't like how slow she is. And I don't like how kind of clunky backtracking is and all that stuff. Do I think Prime 4 is ever going to be made? I fucking hope so.
Yeah, not bad.
Thoughts on Prime 3? It's the weakest of the trilogy. It's still a pretty good game. I like the idea of the grapple lasso, like flicking the nunchuck and pulling the stuff off. That's like a decently... a decent... like motion control thing that kind of feels fun to do.
Whoa, what's this?
But otherwise, I don't know.
Mural.
I mean, the pointer aiming is great. Like the whole aiming with the Wiimote is perfect. Yeah, as much as I am going to complain that this game is not
This place.
very authentic to like the classic art style, I still like how this game looks.
Really weird.
It's still the closest 3D Sonic has been to the classics. I mean, other than like maybe some of the Generations levels, but even then, I still maintain that the Generations aesthetic for the classic stages is adapting. It's not a faithful classic recreation. It's adapting them to work in the Sonic Unleashed world, in the Sonic Unleashed art style and colors and stuff. Thoughts on Cuphead? Cuphead is great. It'd be better if it was just bosses, though. Cut out the platforming levels. They're not very good. Cuphead's great as a boss rush game.
It's terrible. I must stop this now.
What was that all about? I don't think I'm dreaming here. Eggman! What's he doing here? Well, never mind.
Sorry, I was
This time
checking
I'll
my
get him good.
checking my Discord just in case I was missing anything important. Tootsie, hello. What's wrong, Misty? The cat's getting up. You wanna go out the room? Do I need to open the door? No, she's just being weird. Boost my light a little bit. Am I going to play Adventure 2 as well? Not today, but I think I will need to play some Adventure 2, yeah, so I'm probably going to, maybe I'll stream that like tomorrow or later in the week. Tricky thing for me is to stream at the optimal time to get like the most viewers when everyone's awake. I have to stream like right after I wake up. Like I have to stream at like 9 in the morning. And sometimes I need to like do stuff during the day and that kind of gets in the way, and then it's like, oh well, now it's kind of too late in the day. Like it's fine for me, it's a great time for me to stream, but for the audience it's not really when everyone's awake, because then it's like late in America and everyone's asleep. Yeah, it's like almost midday for me right now. Okay, to this day, I do not know how this thing works. I do not fucking understand it. Is that? No, it doesn't. Oh, does it? I don't know. Like, I don't fucking get this. What the fuck does this mean? This is, again, one of those things, like, people get really mad when, like, new audiences come to try these games, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't get this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not feeling it. Like, I do think there's a genuine disconnect between people who grew up with this game and have learnt all of the ins and outs, and they know what to avoid and everything. Like, you know, we know not to fucking spam the spin dash during the loop-de-loops because it breaks the game. We know that because we've played the game so many times. But if you remove that prior knowledge and come into this fresh, like, you're gonna see what everyone else sees. And that's kind of what I think with, like, that's what I think about Frontiers as well. Like, to Sonic fans, it's this fucking amazing Sonic game. To literally everyone else, it looks like shit. And plays like shit. I don't understand what the fuck this is. It doesn't usually take me this long either. Is it even worth, like, actually trying to do this puzzle? Once you get 3 sides blank, press the middle button. Which one's the middle button? Oh, what the fuck? That's fucked up. You guys saw that, the fucking door opened. No! Okay. Fuck you. I've had this cough for like about a week now. I was sick like a week ago, and the cough's like the only thing I still have, and like a slightly stuffy nose sometimes, like I've got at the moment. I look up shit about it, and it's like, oh yeah, if you still have the cough after 3 weeks, then maybe something's wrong. I'm like, oh, so I have to put up with this for 3 weeks before I do anything about it. That's nice. Automation. This is another one of my favorite tracks in the game. Wow, 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 wow. I still really like the idea of going to the Sonic Symphony. You know, like I'm there, and my friends there were like, yeah, Sonic Symphony, woo! And like it gets to the Frontiers music, and we're all just like, you know, or just fall asleep. I do not think that type of music suits. Fuck. I do not think that type of music suits Sonic at all. I don't get it. Sonic has like a rock kind of sound, yes, but not that shit. Not someone screaming into the mic making fucking panther sound effects. My cat wants to get out. Doesn't this level do the thing where, like, if you try to skip that downwards part, like, you just can't, you like, there's an invisible, like, death plane there, so you can't skip. Where the fuck? I can't see. Okay. See, this kind of level design as well, where it's like you just turn backwards and there's item boxes. Like, I know this is kind of held up as like amazing 3D Sonic level design with like hidden shit in it, but I don't know. I've never really felt it. It's just like, yeah, okay, you can like go backwards and get a fucking box of rings, but like, so what? Like, you don't really have to do much to get to it, and like, are the rings even really that useful in this game? Like, not really. Hold on. Cat wants to get up. I'm just gonna let her out. As long as we never go back to Amy's vocal themes, I actually like Amy's theme. I mean, like, lyrically, it's shit. I like the instrumentation of Amy's theme a lot. I really like the brass. Yeah, lyrically, like, whatever. It's bad. But the actual style of the music, I actually really, really like it. I like Amy's theme. I love the big solo. Like, I love that shit. But I like jazz anyway, so. What the fuck are these enemies? What are these even supposed to be? No. I like Big's theme as well. I actually do quite like Big's theme. Gamma's is the best though. I think fucking Gamma's instrumental theme, just you get all of the emotion of his story just in that song. It's so good. I love Gamma's theme. Theme of E102 Gamma. Bitch. Let me over there. Nope. Oh, fuck. Why would it give me speed shoes here? What a weird spot. Oh my god, what the fuck? Camera. Hello. Okay, isn't there like a door over here or something? There we go. Yeah. Oh, fuck. No. Yeah, Amy's theme, like, is fucked up. But I love the actual way it was composed. Okay, it's just a random bit of rings here. I've never really liked Rouge's theme that much. I like her level themes, but Fly in the Freedom I've never quite... Fuck off. I've never quite liked that much, and Shadow's theme, what's Shadow's theme called? Why am I forgetting it? I know it, I'm just forgetting it. But Shadow's theme in SA2, I don't really like it. It's always annoyed me. Throw it all away. Yeah, you can throw away the song. I've never been a fan of it. Oh, Tootsie, why am I forgetting the name of that as well? The Bio-Lizard fight theme. Why am I forgetting the name of that? Because I do love that song. The Generations remix is really good. I like the Crush 40 version of all... Supporting Me, yeah, Supporting Me is great. I think the Crush 40 version of All Hail Shadow is okay. That's another one where it's like, it's super fucking cheese and like shit. But it's a cool song. I think What I'm Made Of might be my all-time favorite, like, Crush 40 song. Like, that's the one where I picture myself if I was at the fucking symphony. I would be like, yeah, woo! Boss fights are another thing I might have to mention in the video, of how, like, classic Sonic boss fights aren't great, but at least that they can be beaten quickly through mastery. But, like, the boss fights in these games, you just gotta sit around and, like, just waiting and waiting and waiting. So many games do this, like 3D platformers especially, have these bosses where you're just waiting around and they fucking suck. Honestly, even Bayonetta's boss fights kind of suffer from that problem. They have like these big spectacle bosses and like they're cool and there's some level of depth, but it's like the rival fights where you're actually fighting a regular enemy that are like much better. You know, like fighting Virgil in DMC is a lot better than fighting like the big like Fortitudo and shit in Bayonetta, where you're just kind of like waiting for a chance to pummel on them. Like, they look cool. Gameplay-wise, they're not as good. That's why DMC5's boss fights are so fucking awesome. Yeah, Bio-Lizard's in the 3DS version. of Generations.
It's no use. Give up. See if you can make it through here.
Bam, boom, bam, bop. Have I watched Nazo Unleashed? No. I know of it. That's you know, ancient Sonic fan stuff, but I've never really watched it.
It's no use. No way. I can't believe this.
Oh, fucking hell. Come on. Don't kill me! Fuck! Have I seen Sonic Paradox stuff? Yeah, I have, back when I was a kid. Sonic Shorts and all that shit. Not my thing anymore. When I was a dumb kid, sure, but these days, no. I do not like any of that stuff. It's just reference humor. It's Sonic Family Guy jokes. It's like, hey guys, you know Sonic. And a lot of it's like just wildly inappropriate as well, like for fucking children too, which like, I'm not saying you can't do that with Sonic stuff, but I do just think like, I don't know, man. Why does Sonic have to be full of like adult jokes and shit? Not my cup of tea. Yeah, dude, what if Sonic like, what if like he dropped rings, but like when you hit him he actually didn't drop rings and like he died? That's so crazy. What if Mario like ate a mushroom and he got really high? That's fucking crazy. Dude, what if Samus was like really hot and she took her armor off and she had like big boobs? That would be so crazy, and like everyone would just like stop and look and they wouldn't try to kill her. What if like Princess Peach was actually like sleeping with Bowser? That's so crazy. What if Sonic was like drunk and sad because all his games are shit? Funny?
It's no use. Give up.
Funny?
See if you can make it through here, Sonic.
So don't waste your time with Frontiers. Stay away. You know what? Yeah, we should fucking play Utopia after this. We'll play a little bit of Utopia.
It's no use. No way. I can't believe this.
Remember when people were like ragging on Jenny Nicholson for no reason when she played this game for like the first time, or like the first time in years, and got to this boss fight and died? Like she was like reading the chat or something when Eggman does like the suicide bomb bit at the end with the Egg Viper, and she died and she was like, what the fuck? Like, what? And everyone got like really fucking mad at her for no reason. Because she's a woman on the internet who dared to fucking stream a Sonic game.
Give up. No way. I can't believe this.
If you don't know Jenny Nicholson, you should watch her videos. She's really cool. I like her stuff a lot. Fucking hell.
Hey, I'll play with you.
Jenny Nicholson. She's another YouTuber. You should watch her videos. But she did like a Sonic Adventure stream at one point, and like, I think someone like took a clip of it and put it on Twitter and was like, this stupid bitch can't play Sonic. And like, fuck off, man. Shut the fuck up. Do you think Sonic fans treat non-Sonic fans horribly? Yes, absolutely. Anyone who dares to criticize Sonic gets fucking destroyed. I love this song. Oh yeah, when Emmy said she liked story over gameplay, yeah. I mean, like, I disagree. I'm in Sonic for the gameplay, but I am also in it for the story and stuff, and I want to, you know, I want a mix of both. I want the good gameplay and a good story, you know? But I can't blame someone for just having a different, you know, a different preference where they prefer to have the a better story over the gameplay. If you're someone who's not as into games, then like whatever. Yeah, I agree, Tom. I'd be in for the story if the story was good. Yeah. I don't think I need to record the credits, so I will turn off my recording. Wonder how big that file's gonna be. Sorry. Sorry if you hear me sniffling and coughing too much. Yeah, exactly. Don't dogpile someone over the fucking opinion of a Sonic game. Who gives a shit? I'm just gonna alt-tab. Oh wait, I don't need to on it. It will. Okay. I thought I said turn off the recording, you stupid bitch. No, it's still going. What about? Oh, it's because my keyboard is off. I still had it off from when my cat was in here. Is the recording done? I still can't tell. No. Now? There we go. Okay, how big's that recording? 14 gigabytes. What a handy feature, though, to be able to stream and record gameplay at the same time without my face cam on it, with just the game sound at a higher quality than the actual stream encode. Like, how fucking so useful is that? It's like doing two different recordings at the same time. One for the stream, one for the local recording. I find this song very, very fitting of Sonic's character. I've always found it to be a very, apt, you know, summation of what Sonic is about. And yeah, why not? I feel like we may as well open up Utopia afterwards. Yeah, Sonic's a static character. That's something that fucking bothers me so much in like every Sonic adaptation thing. Sonic Boom, Sonic movies, Sonic Boom games as well. Some of the comics at times, I think there's a few. It feels like every time there's a new Sonic thing, they always try to put in this shitty fucking character arc where Sonic like hates his friends, he's a selfish dickhead, and he has this huge ego, and he just thinks like I'm gonna do everything on my own because I'm fucking Sonic and I'm a fucking bitch. And then his friends go, Sonic, you have to learn to respect your friends. And I just think like are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is not Sonic at all. He doesn't need to be taught this shit. He's the one that, like, inspires everyone else. I hate that shit. I hate when they make him this, like, huge egotist who thinks he can do everything on his own, hates his friends, and then he has to learn to respect them. Like, why? Sonic should already be like that. Yeah, he should not be an arrogant dick. I also think making Sonic have a huge ego, I mean, unless you're actively trying to make him more like Eggman as like a mirror thing, I just don't think it works. I feel like that should be what separates them, is Sonic is this incredibly powerful character who inspires all these people, but he's not up his arse about it, you know? He's just like, it's just what I do, like, you know, it's who I am. Whereas Eggman's got this huge ego where he's putting his face on everything and he's trying to dominate like his power over everyone. And Sonic is a free spirit. He should be the opposite. and I don't like the idea of giving him a big ego, like Eggman. It just feels very antithetical. So, I mean, maybe I'll have to come back to like Tails and Knuckles, but we'll probably just, next stream would probably be Sonic Adventure 2, to go through Hero Story, but I want to play a bit of Sonic Utopia to finish up. So, give me one moment. Sonic Utopia Demo Version 1. Ugh. Being sick sucks. Okay, game. Where is it? Why is it not showing up in my list? The fuck? This is weird. I've got the game open, but it's not, OBS isn't letting me grab it. There we go. Okay. We're in. I'm playing the racist Sonic game. Yeah, again, I haven't looked into that stuff too much, so I'm not very familiar with what actually happened or what was said. I've heard little bits and pieces. I do think it's very unfortunate. I hope it's the kind of thing that was, like, said, you know, a long time ago and not necessarily, you know, thought of anymore. I think people should be given the opportunity to change and evolve and grow. But it is very unfortunate. That being said, this game is still fucking fantastic. And it wasn't like it was all made by one guy. You know, there's still like a team of other people involved in this. This, until something else comes out, this is still the best 3D Sonic game. Nothing will ever fucking beat this for me. Even the Badniks look great. I noticed that when I was running around here yesterday, like, the Badniks are really faithful. Like, this is the kind of shit that I was doing with, like, trying to make my own recreations of the Badniks. And it gets, like, I'm gonna have to mention this game in my video because, like, what else would I use to convey, like, what I think Sonic Adventure should be? It's this, like, just that, the spring, like, I go off the spring and Sonic actually keeps his speed. It's so simple. It's so simple. And, like, his turning circle as well, like, he's quite tight to turn. When you're rolling, you can't turn as much. I mean, when I slow down, maybe. But it's not like Sonic Adventure where you can just easily, like, 180 whenever you want. Will this have a full story mode? They are working on, like, a full campaign of it. It's been years, though. It's been a really, really long time. This demo came out in, I want to say, 2016. Like, look at that. It's so much fun just to fucking bounce off enemies and, like, actually keep your height. Like, bam, fun, bam, fun. Ah, the loops that actually fucking work in 3D. Like, that's it. Like, they did it. It's not that hard. I mean, I'm sure a ton of work went into it, but I just mean, like, it's been done. Like, it can be done. You can go through the loops multiple times because you have full fucking control over Sonic's movement. There's no, like, there's no additional automation on top of the fucking loops. Like, how come Sonic can cancel rolling? Because it's a thing you hold. It's like a trigger you hold. To be more faithful to the classics, you'd have to not be able to do that. I don't know how I feel about the... On one hand, I like the idea of you can only uncurl by, like, jumping and starting to run. On the other hand, I don't know, I kind of like you can do that and then uncurl. I don't know. I'm sort of two minds about it. Don't really mind either way. But yeah, like this... I have spent, like, fucking hours just running around in here. Like, it's so fun. It is just intrinsically fun to run around as Sonic in this game. And there is no other Sonic game that has ever captured that feeling for me. Yes, there's nothing, like, actually to do. Like, there's no, like, objective. You just get to the end. But, like, I don't care. in this demo because it's just this big world where I get to run around, and it is fun. The movement itself is fun. And that is what fucking Sonic should be. Absolutely. So you got like this shit here where you can just be like, what if I run... Fuck. See, but there's room for... Like, you can fuck up. Like, you can make mistakes because the game's not doing it for you. And I like that. Yeah, but you can do like weird shit with that of like flinging yourself. And like going through a loop over and over. Honestly, like, I'm sure there are people that have legitimate issues with this game, but for the most part, it really does feel like people just being spiteful that everyone loves it so much. And that, like, there's no 3D Sonic games as good at it, and they were just sick of hearing people praise it. And so it was like, well, we're gonna say Utopia's bad, actually. Actually, Utopia's bad. We don't like it. Actually, it's bad. And, like, again, if there's, like, actual valid fucking things to say, then sure, but I don't hear them very often, I'll say that. Yeah! Oh, I missed it. Ow. I also, I also really like the remix, the music remix in this level. Oh, didn't have enough speed. That's fine. Oh, fuck. The peel out always made the spin dash obsolete. Yeah, that is kind of an issue with it, and like in CD and in here as well, I guess. But like what I really like with this game as well is they understood control-wise to make it that like you just give Sonic a crouch button to be able to roll whenever you want, like that. But then if you want to spin dash, you just come to a stop, you crouch, and then mash jump. And then it's like it's a 3D translation of the 2D games. Because you can't do that in Sonic Adventure. You can't do that in any Sonic game. In any, like, official 3D Sonic game. I've yet to find anything that feels as good as this. In official 3D Sonic. And you can just like seamlessly wall run, and then you can do shit like this to keep your speed going. How fucking cool is that? And then bam, like launch up. Fucking fun. Yeah, the badnik sounds, that's a good point. Yeah, you can hear them before you see them as well. It's not necessarily about being obsessed with the classic games that like, oh, it's good because it's like the classics. It's because the classics were good and they had a good foundation to build from that like flawlessly translates to 3D if you do it properly like this. Like it just, that's the issue. It's like, okay, if you're going to make changes or if you're not going to include certain things that the classics did, why not? And if you're not going to include them, what are you replacing them with to make it better? And basically every 3D Sonic game doesn't do anything. It doesn't have its own features to make up for what it's missing by losing out on the momentum-based gameplay. It's usually just more automation. It's like, don't worry guys, you can lightspeed dash. And it's like, yeah, okay. That's just automation. Like, it's just blatantly just, here's a trail of rings and the game will just run across them for you. Can I make it up here? No. Why am I still moving? What the fuck? That's weird. Probably these little side bits. Probably a bug. No, not enough speed. I will admit the corkscrews are a bit trickier to do in 3D, but the loops work really well. And again, they're quite narrow in this game. You could make them a bit wider, and that'd be fine. I think like Sonic, Sonic Green Hill Paradise had big wider loops. Yeah, there we go. Bam. I do also find it funny that people tried to argue this game was bad because like it used Green Hill. And I was like, okay, but like this is a bit different. This is just like a fan demo recreating classic Sonic physics. I don't really care if the demo is using Green Hill Zone for this. It's a bit different when it's fucking Sonic Frontiers. And then we start defending that too. Oh, actually, I like it uses old levels. I like that Sonic Frontiers has no ideas of its own. I do agree, somewhat, that I don't necessarily like being able to just fly over the entire levels. I do agree with that. But I also do think the appeal of Sonic's movement is about building up speed and then launching up high. I do think that is part of the appeal. It's just a matter of balancing it with the level design and what the player is capable of, that you don't just go like too crazy with it. Never forget with Sonic Frontiers that people said, "Oh, that's not Sky Sanctuary. Oh, that's not Chemical Plant. No, it's not. I mean, okay, there's Green Hill Zone, but like, oh, it's fine. It's just Sonic's Memories, but that's not Sky Sanctuary. Oh, that doesn't even look like Sky Sanctuary. What are you talking about? That's not Sky Sanctuary." Never fucking forget that happened. Sonic fans are fucking shameless. It's very funny. Oh, we got it. There we go. I'd like to point out as well, with Utopia, this is a Sonic fan game that non-Sonic fans look at and actually like. I can tell you firsthand, I've had friends and like work colleagues and stuff who ask me about Sonic stuff, and I show them this, and they go like, "Whoa, like I want to play that. Like this is free. Like I can just go play this as like a little fan game." Non-Sonic fans like this. It's fun. It's almost like taking the mechanics of very highly respected, beloved 2D platformers and adapting them into 3D. Could maybe lead to good games that people like. Am I a 90s kid? I was born in 1998, so not really. Again, Sonic Adventure is a month, almost exactly a month old, a month younger than me. I think they captured the classic aesthetic really well in this too. I think this has the kind of simplicity of the geometry that you'd get in a classic game without looking like cheap and flat. I think they could still do more with it, but I think in broad strokes they captured the appeal really well of like Green Hill in 3D without making it overly detailed like Generations, or without making it really flat and bland looking. Am I a 2000s kid? Well, yeah, I guess. I feel like I kind of already answered that, but yes. Ugh. I want to go up the other pathway up here. Sonic fans absolutely have a victim complex. And it's because they won't let go of the fucking IGN Sonic Unleashed review from like over 15 years ago. And again, I made this point in the Penny video. about how I don't think fans of like current Sonic games would enjoy Penny because it actually like makes them play the video game. And I included that because I've seen it firsthand. Because there are people who, you know, Sonic fans have this thing where they fucking love to shit on like IGN or just any like review outlet that doesn't like a new Sonic game. Especially if you can tell they're not very good at it and haven't like learnt the movement very well. And there's something to be said maybe about like people who just aren't very good at games or don't try to meet them on their level. They don't even bother to try and learn the mechanics of a Sonic game, and they try to play it like a Mario game or something, and they go like, what the hell, this game's bad. Like, there's something to be said there. There's an argument you could make about, like, maybe some reviews are made in bad faith, and we shouldn't take them very seriously. But at the same time, Sonic is a quite nuanced, complex movement system compared to most other platformers. You know, there's a reason Sonic constantly, like, automates shit and makes it brain dead and easy, because they're trying to be accessible to people who don't really understand it. And the funny thing with Penny is that I saw firsthand Sonic fans complaining that Penny's movement was too difficult for them to understand and that it wasn't fast enough. They couldn't go fast. And the same thing with Sonic, when people complain about that with a Sonic game, it's not that the game is slow, it's that you're not good enough at the game to consistently go fast, for the most part. Not always the case, but for the most part, that, you know, if you're good enough at a Sonic game, you can run it really quickly, and you don't have to worry about slowing down. It's a skill barrier. It's about mastery. But then I see Sonic fans getting like, oh, I don't like Penny, guys. I can't do the movement. It's too confusing. It's too difficult. I can't go fast in this game. Whoops. And I went like, huh. Not saying these people are the same ones who like bullied IGN or whatever, like IGN employees, but it's an interesting parallel to observe, you know? The fact that now Sonic fans are trying a game with its own unique movement mechanics that it's not even that different to Sonic. Like, if you understand Sonic, it shouldn't really be that hard to understand Penny. And yet, Sonic fans are playing Penny going like, I can't do this, guys, this is too difficult for me. I don't know how to go fast, the game's bad. Well, some of them probably didn't say the game was bad, they were just like, I just can't do it. And I just kind of think like, huh. Interesting. How does it feel when the shoe's on the other foot? Yeah, I hope Donkey's Penny video gave it a lot of attention. I think it's got like over 1 million views. So I hope it, because Penny doesn't seem to be selling super well. So yeah, it would be nice if Donkey playing it helped a bit. Some of my favorite parts of the level. You go through the loop. Ew. And there's a spring here, and you can just kind of... bam! Can't do that in any official 3D Sonic game. To this day. See you, Joseph S. I'm probably not going to play too much longer. I just wanted to run through Utopia for a bit. Ah, fuck. Oh, I thought maybe I could run up the wall. I haven't tried that before. Does that work? Ah, it does. Nice. See, that's fucking cool. Just plays well, man. You make a Sonic game that controls well, build the levels like a big skate park, playground to run around in. It's a winning formula. And Sonic Team refuses to do it. May I remind you that fucking Mario Odyssey has rolling physics, and Sonic does not. Fuck. This game also understands the, you know, the give and take with the spin dash and the peel out. That you have to stop. You have to come to a stop to charge them up. You can't just spam it like Sonic Adventure. Or like the boost, you know. I might be able to reach the Buzz Bomber. Bam. I just always think about, like, how do we still not have a Sonic game that encourages the kind of thinking where I'm looking around and I'm like, alright, I don't know, maybe I'm, like, down here or something. And there's, like, a platform up in the air, and I'm like, ooh, and there's, like, an item box, there's a special stage ring, there's something up there that I'm trying to get to, and I gotta go like, oh, fuck. Oh, how do I do that? You know, like, then you gotta look around, okay, well, there's, like, a ramp over here, and there's like a spring over there, and if I build up the speed, then I can like jump Sonic up in the air, and I can reach that area I'm trying to get to. Like, that's the appeal of exploration in Sonic to me. It's not just about looking around the corner, oh, what's this here? Like, oh, I found something, you know. The exploration of Sonic should be via platforming using speed. So it should be use speed-based platforming to explore. Combine all the mechanics together. So it's not just platforming, it's like you have to platform with speed to launch Sonic to a point that you want to reach. Tweetimoto? I don't hate the guy, but man, he should not have gone on Twitter. That was a very, very bad idea. I love Utopia, man. I'll always love Sonic Utopia. It's so good. This is still the best 3D Sonic. Publicly playable, and I mean, SRB2 is really good as well. But I think the flow and the movement in this is better, or at least I've intuited the movement, like the rolling and stuff, better in this than SRB2. SRB2 doesn't focus a ton on the actual rolling part. Probably because it was originally built in fucking, like, 97 off the Doom engine. Yeah, the fact that people had to link Kishimoto, like, videos and, like, here's how Sonic works. Can you imagine if anyone fucking did... Can you imagine if someone did that to Miyamoto? Hey, at Miyamoto, here's a fucking video I put together of how Mario's jump is supposed to work. Oh, thank you. We'll consider this for the next Mario game. Like, you only have to do that if you think these people can't do it themselves. That was the point I made in the Frontiers video of, like, a Sonic team, visionary trailblazers who are making these incredible artistic masterpieces, or are they, like, mindless puppets where we have to tell them what to do? We have to tell them, hey, by the way, here's how Sonic should work. Oh, that's how Sonic should work. Oh, thank you. Oh, we'll think about that for the next one. You wouldn't have to do that if you actually had faith in them, if you actually believed they were good developers, if you genuinely thought they knew what they were doing, if you genuinely thought Frontiers was amazing, then you wouldn't need to tell them that. They would know. They would do it themselves. That's the paradox. That's the part I find so funny, is Sonic fans treat Kishimoto as like a genius. Or they say they think he's a genius, but they treat him like a fucking baby. Like, I feel bad for the guy. I don't think he's made any good Sonic games, maybe Sonic Colors, but, like, he's got to deal with all these people fucking, like, sending him shit and telling him what to do. But then also them saying that they think he's amazing. Like, that doesn't make sense. I don't get that. There's the wall again. You can see all my Sonic Revolution prints. Okay, before we wrap it up, does anyone have any other little questions? Or we just want to end with, like, a little Q&A bit of me just reading chat before we finish here. If anyone has anything important they would like to ask or bring to my attention, anything like that. If anyone wants to donate $1 billion, you know, so I can read it before I read the donation message before I go. Interesting Bayonetta picture. It's a nice print. It's by an artist. I think his name's like, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Reij or something. It's like Reij. He does a lot of like stuff I typically wouldn't really get, of like very, you know, very fan servicey, like girl kind of print things. But the Bayonetta one I thought was really nice. I like Bayonetta a lot. Trying to move that Sonic Adventure recording over to my proper folder for it. Remember the Genshin Impact versus Frontiers drama? Yeah, that was fucking embarrassing. That was really, really bad. Sonic fans so mad over the idea that maybe there are other games out there more popular than Sonic. For a fucking popularity contest award. Do I like Bayonetta 3? Watch the video. let me get a little something for you that you'll find very useful. Copy link. I hope that answers your question. I thought Bayonetta 3 had a lot of problems. I don't think it's a bad game, but it's a very misguided one. Mostly in the narrative, but also in the gameplay. It's a bit too big for its own good. So, enjoy the Bayonetta 3 video. Please, I think it's one of my best videos, and it's also one of my most popular somehow, which is really surprising. I thought I was stuck in Sonic hell forever. I'd never be able to escape doing Sonic stuff. Like, I'd make, you know, the Jurassic Park... You know what, fucking... I'm gonna link the Jurassic Park one as well. Fucking watch the Jurassic Park video. Please, there's a new Jurassic Park movie coming out, and that video still hasn't, like, gotten in the algorithm or anything, which is upsetting. Thank you, Matt. I know. There's still there's things about the Jurassic Park video I would change. There's mostly things with the audio where I'm like, that kind of fucked up, didn't quite sound how I wanted it to. But I think the core point of that video I still really like, and it's mostly that sort of final section after I'm done talking about the movies, where I just talk about the general stuff of like the paleo accuracy, the sort of franchise fatigue problem and all that stuff, and Back to the Future and everything. That's my favorite part of that video. Also just the opening, just that opening part of Michael Crichton saying there's only one Jurassic Park, and then just like cutting to black and then having the music come in. I'm really happy with that. I really like how that came out. Would I give Arzest a second chance for a classic Sonic game? I don't know. I try not to be too gatekeepy over developers, because I don't like the idea that, like, this developer made this thing, so therefore they could never possibly make a good thing, or, like, make this other genre of game or something. Like, I try not to think like that. People are more nuanced than that and more talented than that. I say this as not a game developer, but at least as, like, a 3D artist and as someone who works in Unreal Engine for my job. You know, like, I don't want to think, like, well, they made this bad Sonic game, so they can never make a good one. But at the same time, you'd probably get better results if you went with someone else, a different developer. Did I know that Frontiers was mostly made by junior designers? That wouldn't really surprise me. Do I have a favorite Mario RPG? I've never played any of them. Sorry, I don't really like RPGs. I appreciated the Jurassic Park video a lot, actually. It's a sentiment that could be applied to a lot more things than just Jurassic Park. Yeah, Jurassic Park is my particular one I focused on, but that general franchise issue could definitely be in, like, anything, really. Wouldn't it be awesome if we got a more realistic art style and more open zone fun for the next Sonic game? No. No, it would not. I mean, the open zone on paper, I think, is a good idea. but not the way Frontiers did it. I think the way Frontiers did it was really bad. Oh, hold on, while I'm here plugging my shit. Also, go watch the Deadlink roguelikes video. It's not even really just about roguelikes or just about Deadlink. I talk about a lot of stuff in that video. I talk about Castlevania, I talk about Dark Souls, I talk about, I think I talk about like different platformers and stuff. I talk about action games, like Doom and DMC and Bayonetta and stuff. I talk about a lot of stuff in that video. It's about broader design issues in games that I found. That is probably my most Matthew Matosis-y video in terms of the kind of insight and structure that you'd usually see from one of his. Thoughts on Project 06? It's very impressive. It's still Sonic 06 though. That's my issue with it. So absolutely no fault on the people that made it at all. It's not their fault. But I just don't enjoy Sonic 06 very much. I think it has some redeeming elements. But I can't get into a lot of those levels. They're too combat focused. They gatekeep you behind locking doors and shit. The camera is kind of weird. They still feel a bit too linear, you know. Project 06 just, yeah, it's incredibly impressive. I love what they're doing with it, but doesn't really do it for me. Have I played Yakuza? No, I've not. Maybe one day, but I've never really, never played them. My next platform for suggestion after Penny is Umihara Kawase Trilogy? Okay, I'm Googling that. It's on Steam. Okay. I've never heard of this before. Oh, it's a Super Nintendo game. Okay. I mean, I'm going to play Rain World eventually. That's my next platformer on the list to get to. I don't know if there'll be a video on it, but I'd like to get to. I haven't played Splatoon. Yeah, I've played all of them. I've not played much of 3, though. Mostly just 1 and 2, like single player, and multiplayer. 3, I played a little bit of the single player. That's it, because I got it for my brother, and I was like, oh, let me play it for a bit, and I haven't gone back to it. What studios do you think could do a good Sonic game? What studios do you think can do a good Sonic game? Should Sega outsource the Sonic mainline games? I mean, like, maybe Nintendo, honestly, but, like, that's... But as in, like, Nintendo R&D 1, like the Mario developers. Otherwise, I don't know. That's really tricky. I'm not sure who in particular. I mean, Evening Star, Christian Whitehead and everyone, all those guys, they could probably do it. Have I played Dream Team? No, I haven't. Maybe eventually. I don't really care too much. It looks okay, but not interesting enough to keep me back. Turns out I had watched your Bay 3 video a while back when I got halfway through it. No, that's fine. Have I tried the Rayman games before? Yeah, I've played Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends. That's it. They're very good, though. They're really, really good game. Really good games. Favorite 3D and 2D Mario? 3D Galaxy. I like the movement in Odyssey. I just don't like some of the level design. Well, I like the core hub level designs. I just don't like all of the superfluous shit they make you do. 2D, probably Mario World, I would say, would be my favorite. Have I played Bomb Rush Cyberpunk? No. Have I played Jet Set Radio? I've played the first one a little bit. I need to go back to them. Have I played Pikmin? No, my brother has, though. He really likes them. I'd like to get to them. DKC or Crash? Yes, I've played DKC 1, and I've played Tropical Freeze. Played Tropical Freeze multiple times. I love that game. Crash 1 was actually, like, maybe the first game I ever played. And I've played the Insane Trilogy and Crash 4. Crash 4 would be Crash 4 is probably my favorite. It's just that the 100% completion shit sucks. Like getting 100%, getting all the boxes and stuff is not good. It's very annoying. Thoughts on Sonic Prime? I've barely watched it. Everything I've seen I did not like. I just found it really boring. Not a fan. Not a fan of Sonic Prime. It's too Mickey Mouse Clubhouse for me. What do you like about the Sonic stories and characters? Probably leave this as the last question that I'm going to go. Try and have lunch, and then my friends are playing Helldivers, so I should join with them. I don't know. I like the optimism of the characters. I like what Sonic stands for as like a hopeful sort of beacon of inspiration to other people. I just like the dynamics. I like that they can have a bit of inter-character drama, but not like... sorry. Nose. Ugh. But not like taking it, too seriously. I just think the characters are all very appealing visually. And I don't know, this is the kind of thing I really have to stop and think about to get into words. And as for stories, I mean, there's not a lot of good Sonic stories, to be honest, but like Sonic 3 is probably the best one because it's just so simple. There's not really anything to get upset about with it. I think Unleashed has an alright story, though. Tonally, I think the tone of Unleashed is pretty good. I think the tone of Sonic Adventure is also pretty good. And, I don't know, I was about to say colors, and I was like, no, not colors. I like the environments, like the overall kind of tone of colors, but the dialogue and stakes and stuff is not there with Sonic Colors. Haven't played Crash Team Rumble. Sonic Canon is stupid, yes. I wish it was consistent, but it's not. There's no point bothering about it. I don't really like Sonic X. It's probably the closest to a good Sonic TV show, but I've never really bothered with it. Yeah, Sonic Rush and Rush Adventure have good narratives. Kind of forgot about them because I haven't played them in so long, but yeah, I like what they're doing. Do I want anything more out of my life? Is there anything more to achieve? Oh god. I mean, I would like to be still working on like cool big movies or like get into game dev. I'd really like to shift from doing animation VFX stuff into doing that, but for games. But I just don't really know enough about game dev, like hands-on, to do that. And again, I'm unemployed at the moment, so I'm not really progressing on that. But for me, I kind of like I'm enjoying doing my own stuff right now. It's just the financial part. It's just like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm streaming, I'm making my own videos. This is awesome. I just wake up at home. I do my own thing. I work when I want to. I have breaks when I want to. I don't have to overwork myself, or I can work as hard as I want. Whatever, it's up to me. But it's just the financial thing. It's just like, I would need to really keep working on this for a while to get it to the point that this is viable for me to do as my job. Full-time, like consistently. I don't have to go back to a studio to work. But it's the tricky thing of like, I don't like getting crunched. I do not like getting crunched to work in a studio, even if I'm getting paid well. I don't like being taken advantage of in that way. I don't like when anyone gets taken advantage of in that way to make stuff. Even if it's the coolest thing ever, I still, like Spider-Verse. I would love to work on Spider-Verse. I don't want to get crunched to work on Spider-Verse. Although that being said, if I was going to get crunched on a project, Spider-Verse would probably be the only one I would maybe consider it for, because it is so fucking good. Or like if there was some amazing new Jurassic Park thing or Sonic thing and I got to work on it, I'd be like, well, fuck, I don't want to like overwork myself, but if I'm putting my, mark out there on something this good, okay, maybe I would like put up with it just for that. But it's just the general thing of just, you need to be paid well, you need to be treated well. Don't need to overwork yourself. And I'm trying to get to a point with the channel where I know my limits on my workload enough where I can have my own schedule. I can do less hours than what I would usually do in a typical job, but still generate a decent output and like income for myself. But I don't know. I would also be fine back in a studio again, working with people. It's just, yeah, it needs to be the right kind of fit. I want to be paid well. I want to be working on cool shit. I want to be advancing my skills in a way that is actually fulfilling to me. And making videos is that for me. It's just that tricky part of the writing process is so hard. And and just getting them to perform well enough that, like, there's They do it well. If you want to see me in something big, there is the Lego Pharrell Williams movie Piece by Piece coming out this year. I think October. I want to say I worked on that. I was a lighting artist on that for a few months. That was my last job. And when that finished, we didn't have anything else to do at the studio. That's why I haven't been working, because it's like, oh shit, well, we don't have anything to do right now. We're waiting to lock in another project to work on. So that's why I'm unemployed at the moment. As soon as they get something that I can work on, I'll probably end up going back there. Or if the YouTube channel does really, really well somehow, then maybe I'll be like, you know what? I don't need to go back to work anymore. I'm going to do my own shit from now on. And that's up to the output I make. It is also somewhat up to, you know, how the audience takes it, shares it, supports me for it. You know, do I need to make a Patreon? I don't know how much money I would make it for Patreon, all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. At the moment, I'm just trying to get a few videos out, a few streams, do well, see how it goes, grow the channel a bit, and then kind of see what happens from there. I'll probably end up going back to work in another month or two because I'm going to need the money. And I'm going to be going to LA again in June. And, you know, if I don't get a job like at least a month before that, I don't think anyone's going to hire me for like a week. And I go, okay, I'm going for a month, bye. You know, so I'd have to line something up. And, yeah. I don't know. I have money saved up for a while. I'll be okay. But it's just that thing where I will need to get a job. Make more Sonic slop for my... I refuse. I won't do that. I can't do that. I will say, though, if anyone needs, like, you know, me as, like, a freelance editor or something, like video editing or just some kind of work I can contribute, maybe 3D stuff, and you want to just, like, pay me a bit for that, like, I'll take it. You know, I need... Even if it's just something I can do, like, one day a week, that would help me make back the money I'm losing on rent and internet and electricity and blah blah, all that stuff. You always articulate yourself wonderfully and have great humor to boot. The Morgaholic rant was what made me realize that, lol. Much love to you, and I hope it all works out. You deserve it. Thank you very much. Sonic Super Dash, welcome. I'm just about to end the stream. I'm very sorry, but feel free to flick back earlier to see what we did. I played Sonic Adventure, Sonic Story, played a bit of Sonic Utopia. This is all in preparation for a video I'm in the early stages of working on at the moment. And I need to go blow my nose and make lunch and jump back to Helldivers with my friends who are playing at the moment. It's their scheduled Helldivers time, and I'm eating into it. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for coming. I'm going to end it here. We might be back tomorrow or sometime this week to play Adventure 2 as well. Maybe some other Sonic stuff. I'd like to be able to stream non-Sonic things and still have a good amount of people show up as well, but, you know, we'll see what happens. If you want to help out, at least you can do is just share the videos around with your friends or something. Anything to help grow the channel at the moment would be really useful because, again, I'm currently earning no money. So, like, I'm not working. It's just YouTube at the moment. So, if you have anyone who needs help with video editing for their channel who wants to pay me or something, then, like, cool. That'd be great. Join the Discord. Links in the description. Come and chat with me if you need to. Blah, blah, blah. All that shit. Cool. All right. See you, everyone. Bye-bye.